All right, welcome back, everyone, to episode 20? 20? 20? Yeah.
20.
All right, today, joining the virtual woodshed, it's going to be our friend Ezra Korick. Say hi, Ezra.
Hello, everyone.
And then Gavin wants to jump in to lose shims and shit. Say hi, Gavin.
I lost the turnbuckle on my
For those of you that don't know, Gary is building a new X-ray buggy right now.
He's making his fucking room a scavenger hunt right now.
No, like I'm actually like serious. I don't know where it went.
Well, anyways,
God.
we got a lot to talk about today. We're going to go over some events, talk about some future events. I got some hot cakes, and yeah. So without further ado, I'm going to hit the disclaimer button, and we'll get started. Disclaimer. You're about to listen/watch a podcast hosted by a group of friends who tend to use vulgar language and profanity, and also enjoy pounding adult beverages. Viewer discretion is advised. Lastly, we may be making some bold statements. All views and statements made in this podcast do not reflect the views of any sponsors, guests, followers, or any supporters of this podcast. So be cool and don't get offended. Thank you for watching, and we hope you enjoy. And we're back. Before I hand it off to Taylor, I want to say a big thank you to Gary V, because when we were at 412, he just happened to be watching Wicked Weekend and caught the sick clip of Lutz doing a stoppy front flip, back flip, triple. I don't even know what you want to call it. But that gained us like 150 more followers on Facebook. And that video's, last time I checked, it's like at 20.7 thousand views.
Seriously?
Yeah, like that's just over 24 hours. So, thank you, Gavin, because that's because of you. And of course, LCRC for following the camera. Lefty was on the mic at the time, and everyone else involved there. But anyways, I just wanted to put that in. Hopefully, we get some new listeners here.
Views. Yeah, I'm about 30 of those views. It was just so impressive.
Yeah, I'm probably 20 or 30 myself. But yeah. All right, Taylor, take the floor.
So first, we got upcoming events that we're gonna list. We're gonna introduce our guest Ezra. Short introduction for Gavin, or AKA Gary. We're gonna recap the LCRC Protek Cup race. We're gonna talk about Wicked Weekend, and then Alex has a whole bunch of hotcakes.
Hotcakes.
So first, for upcoming events, I wanted to mention Rhythm RC has a club race on August 16th. And then after that, or I guess before that, excuse me, I'm out of order. August 8th through 10th is the Kyosho Classic at Trains and Lanes. And are you going to that, Ezra?
Yeah, I'll be at Kyosho Classic for sure.
And then August 17th is the Ryan Reyes Memorial Race at Park Lane Hobbies, and 46RC will be covering that one. Then August 21st through 24th is the Mugen Challenge at LCRC. You guys got any other events?
August 9th, Battle of the Legends at WSRC.
I just have the one pit stop next week for Children's Miracle Network that I'll be going to.
Okay.
And apart from that, I got nothing in the next month to note.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that one I need to try and make.
The Mugen Challenge.
I mean, that's just a given.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to go to that.
Let's do a quick little introduction for people that don't know Gary, aka Gavin. Gavin, what is your new title?
Boo.
I guess I'm a manager now.
Manager of.
Gotta salute
Promotion.
Yeah, he is.
He's the 10 scale team manager for promotion. Gary won't tell you, but that's what his title is.
Regional manager.
It's just
manager.
Scale manager.
Global.
Like, yeah, they said just scale manager.
Congratulations, Gavin.
I'm international. I don't
Everyone,
know.
make sure you salute Gary V when you see him.
You don't have to do that.
He's buying a Bentley now. Fun fact.
Okay, you're done now, Gavin. We're gonna mute you.
Boo.
All right.
He's got a car to build anyways.
And mute.
Yep. So our other guest that we're actually here for today, Ezra.
Urza.
Do you want to tell us what got you into RC and how long you've been doing it for?
Sure. I've been in this for, I think this is 12 years officially now. I started, I think, when I was 12. I was a little too young to remember, if I'm being honest. I got a Traxxas for Christmas one year, and we lived 5 minutes from bumps and jumps. It was like, let's go race some clay track for a little bit after I got sick of not the carpet, the grass outside. And then a month later, my dad bought a car, and now we just do it weekly, or at least I do it weekly for the last 12 years at this point, all but. And dipped my toe in 8th scale about 6 years ago, and announcing about 7 years ago. And now I am where I am.
So that kind of touched on one of the questions I got for you is how often you're doing your racing and practicing. Do you want to touch on that?
When I first started, I was like practicing twice a week for 2 years at bumps, raced every week in the winter. Nowadays, I'm like racing, I think we were said this earlier, somewhere between 40 and 45 weeks out of the year is what I've averaged the last 4 years. I don't practice as much as I used to. I just go to the races and practice there. Sometimes I'll throw in a practice weekend. But generally, I just show up to the track with a semi-fresh car, practice once or twice, make a big setup change, practice once more, and then I'll just go and run my races.
When you say semi-fresh, what do you mean by that? Are you just kind of like doing a bare minimum maintenance, or do you maintenance yours like me and Williard do?
Oh, you mean like polish every screw every week?
Yes, that's what I do.
The opposite.
Okay.
I almost never clean tires. In fact,
Oh.
Same.
No, yeah, that unless it's like caked up mud or clay that you can't just drive out of it by hitting the gas in the air. I'll show up every week generally with a semi-fresh car because it might not be super clean, but generally I'll try and do my diffs at the race in practice once. My routine is I run a practice, run in both cars or whatever I'm running, make a big setup change. Usually it's diffs or shock oil, and then I'll just run the rest of the event like that. And because I do that almost weekly, my oils are usually freshed every week or every other week at worst. So it's like clean, no. Consistent, my cars are that at least.
Yeah.
Unless it's LCRC or a 3-day race, then I will try and actually take the time and clean them properly and show up so they don't fall apart on day 3.
Do you find yourself changing out the fluids to tune to the track, or are you kind of changing out the fluids just to refresh it while you're there at the track, sticking with the same fluids?
Mostly to tune, because like since I do race so often, I'll go to I went to Pit Stop, which is a small 10 scale track, like 100-foot straightaway with a lot of 180s. I'll take that car, go to LCRC the week later, like 250-foot straightaway or something like that, 3-4 times the size, and then I'll go to Rhythm the next week later, which is super rough and pit stop size. So now my diffs have to like change by 2 to 3,000 in each section for the specific track, or the shock oil by 200 CST for that track.
How did you learn about tuning and the shock fluids and all that stuff?
My biggest thing was YouTube, I would say.
Okay.
Jason Snyder, the raw speed guy, used to have a YouTube channel called Short Course World.
Still does. Just doesn't
Well,
post anything hardly anymore.
I was gonna say, I haven't seen anything in like 3 years.
Yeah.
But I watched all of his reviews. I watched a lot of his setup stuff back when he was releasing it. When I was getting into it, I watched a lot of Adam Drake videos when I was younger. Was not watching Gary build a car. Uh, but I would
How to lose everything on your table.
how to lose all your shims, every shim. But no, like when I first got into buggy class, I was like, because I came from short course and I went to buggy, is like I need to take everything seriously. So I just watched 3 hours worth of YouTube every day because I was 13 or 14 and I didn't have a job. I just had school. So it's like I'll just watch 3 hours of YouTube every day on setup stuff and then go apply the knowledge at the track that weekend or that week if I was practicing.
So what classes do you run now, Ezra?
E-buggy, 8 scale e-buggy, 8 scale e-truck, 2-wheel, 10 scale outdoor and indoor. I'll do that. I'll do 2-wheel drive at pit stop for loose dirt because 2-wheel drive on loose dirt is going to teach you throttle control. 2-wheel drive carpet just teaches you how to race at 100% for 5 minutes straight. So I always will do that. And then 4-wheel drive buggy, if I can get my hands on one on outdoor, I'll do it. I won't do it for carpet. Carpet, I'll sometimes goof around with a short course truck or 2-wheel short course because they're fun. And generally it's a lot more laid back. So like I primarily focus 2-wheel buggy, e-buggy, and e-truck, but honestly, I'll race anything I can get my hands on. If somebody lends me a car for a day, I'll happily run stadium truck or something just because why not?
Mhm. So what sort of things did you struggle with when you first got into RC racing?
The budget. I think we can all agree the budget. I started, like I said, 12, and apart from entry fees and like my parents would get me kits for my birthday or whatever, or birthday, Christmas, holidays, I would get a kit. Sometimes I would get electronics the next holiday or the next birthday coming up. But like if I wanted tires, that was on me. If I wanted parts or hop ups, that was on me. If I wanted a spare servo, majority of the time it was on me. So it's like I learned very quickly how to budget a $10 a week allowance and how to afford tires that are going to last a month but be competitive, or a car. So it's like that was probably the hardest thing, but like thing that helped the most was and made me focus on how does this work so I know not to waste money in the future to actually be competitive.
So what sort of brands of cars have you run in the past, and what brands do you run now?
I ran associated 10 scales for forever until no, still no, I ran a Schumacher the last 2 years for 10 scale carpet. And then before that it was Traxxas, but then for 10 scale short course. But then I got like an X Factory or Extreme chassis, which was a carbon chassis for that car, so it wasn't really that anymore. I ran Mugen pillow balls for e-buggy. I ran the WIRC pillow ball e-buggy, and now I run the Kyosho e-buggy and e-truggy for all my stuff. They luckily brought me on, and then anything else is just if I don't have a contract confliction, I'll just run it like a Techno mini truggy. Sometimes just given to me. I was like, sure,
Yeah.
why not?
Do you have a preference between pillow balls and the C-Hub cars?
We don't have enough time in this podcast to go over all of my thoughts between the two.
Don't you doubt
Uh,
how long we stay on this podcast talking for after we're done recording,
okay,
though.
maybe we have enough time.
Yeah.
I have a huge opinion. It's C Hub all the way for me.
But
I
why is
tried
that?
pill. I tried Pillowball for 4 years, and I had some success with it.
Mhm.
My thing is, it doesn't. when you really boil it down, it's a lot of on throttle driving, and like to get the car to rotate, you gotta like really manipulate the throttle. Like I like to do that, but generally the steering for me was always not super aggressive. It was never really good on the initial. The C hub, I feel like it's more 10th scale feely. So I can drive hard into the corner and then it'll catch itself mid corner and then drive out of it. But that's kind of now the kingpin inclination's becoming a thing. Slowly that's like becoming more of like a gray area. So I'm waiting to see like how our new the MP11 comes out when I get my hands on it, how that'll work, because they reworked the rear hubs to match the new KPI on the front. Because now instead of having a positive scrub radius front and rear, now it's going to be like a negative or a neutral front and a negative scrub radius rear, which is how most of the pillowball cars are, which dictates why they act the way they do. When it comes down to it, I just want my car to feel like a 10 scale because I did that for 6 years before I even touched e-buggy or 8 scale in general. So as long as I can get that feel, that's what I want. But most of the time, that's a C hub of some kind.
Do you think you can tune the positive and negative scrub radius a little bit by changing the wheel hex width?
You can, but ultimately you're limited by whatever hub you're running, like say in the rear. Like if your tire center line of tire is only has a window of like 3 millimeter to play with from
Yeah.
its location, you can only get like maybe +1 or +2 on the outside of the hub.
Mhm.
But like I remember on the Mugen, it was actually like recessed in the hub. If you look at the Mayakas, it's like a flat straight up from like outer hinge pin location straight.
Yeah.
And then if you look at like the Kyosho, which is the big extreme, the whole thing, like say this is the hinge pin. Yes, that. Say this is the hinge pin.
Okay.
Well, it's sticking out like here. Where the Mugen
Okay.
was like this far, or the
Yeah.
Techno's like this, the Mugen's like this. Like overdoing it, but like your setup window is only as big as your chassis can allow. So it's like
Mhm.
to a degree you can tune it, but otherwise not really.
Without diving into it too much, it kind of looks like that new MP11's doing pretty good though on the bumps and the loose stuff.
Yeah, that's looking really good actually.
Well,
Yeah.
Kyosho's
Better
test
than I
track is like a
expected.
truck of logs or something, isn't it? That I was hearing that on Lefty's podcast.
Oh, it's loose dirt. They don't know what tire glue is, tire sauce. They don't know. That track is the most southern backwoods thing I've ever seen in the
Yeah.
world.
Do a flip over Granny's house and then cross the wood
Pretty
pile.
much. But no, like their test track is super rough. Their cars have always been known for doing that really good, but I know the latest car is supposed to be good on smooth groove tracks like in Europe where you'll see that they race like on asphalt or something or stones for
Which
like
is
60%.
interesting because of how well it did down at Wicked Weekend, because it looked fairly blown out
Yeah.
for a tradition. So,
Yeah, I'm very curious to see how that car actually is in person
Yeah.
now, just because watching that.
I heard they were taking a lot of input from the actual drivers and the racers
Hmm.
to that new MP11 versus just their factory team in the backyard testing on their high grip track. So
Hmm. Glad to see they're listening. Unfortunately, I'm not
yeah.
part of that echelon of drivers to do it.
oh, Gary,
Uh,
Yeah. Dang it, Gary.
Gary, don't do that. Messes up the overlays.
So Ezra,
It's muted,
continuing
so
on
can't
while
tell us.
Gary has to ruin everything.
Yeah.
What are your favorite events to attend to each year for you?
I mean, LCRC events in general are up on that list just because I think when you have a race that big and it brings in everybody from multiple states around or region, like everyone in our region, it's just a good benchmarker of how fast you are compared to everybody, like generally everybody, at least the people that travel. So it's like that's my favorite. Those are always my favorite ones to go to because it's a good skill test even though I don't always make the A's. It's not about making the A's to me. It's about figuring out how fast I am to them,
Yeah.
so I know where to improve. So those are always up on the list. Other events that I'm into, I'm starting to do some of the, I think it's race time events. I went to P&B this year. I'll definitely go to that again. Wicked, I want to go to next year. The other ones usually are a little too far, so I don't know.
You doing
that one per
AMS?
se. Thinking about it. After ditching Wicked this weekend, I kind of want to go do that this year because I think that's in what, September or
November, I think.
November, right? November's
late,
even
yeah.
better. Like that would be ideal. I do want to go to that. I gotta see if I can talk somebody into splitting a hotel room or something,
Yeah,
make it
your blood
worthwhile.
deals.
Pretty much. Little under the hand stuff, under the table stuff, something.
Gary.
Dang it, Gary.
Now you ruined it the other way.
My parents are leaving for the beach tomorrow, so I was saying goodbye.
Yeah, you could have just let your dad on here.
Dude,
We all
that's
like him.
cute.
Greg's in bed.
Oh, he's got his nightgown on.
Wake his ass up.
So Ezra, when you're at the track, what sort of things are you changing and tuning to for the conditions? You mentioned diff oils and shock fluid.
Mhm.
Do you kind of stick to those things, or do you throw like a whole book at it, or what are your go-tos?
Those are the main things I like to change. When I show up somewhere, I'll change diff based on track size and how many sweepers there is or how many tight 180s there are,
Can you be more
as well as grip.
specific to our audience that
Yeah.
doesn't know? So like, if
Mhm.
there's a big sweeper, bigger track, are you going thinner, heavier, etc.? If you could break it down, please.
So let's just take, for example, whenever I go to LCRC, because that's one I think most of the guys will go to or know about. It's got the biggest sweeper in the region, I think. As far as anywhere I've gone, I don't know anywhere that has a bigger track or bigger sweeper than that. When you're going into that, I often have to go up on my front and center diff, so I'm not bleeding as much power, so I don't balloon the front tires and get no steering out of it. Now, if the track is like really low grip on Thursday and there's rain and it doesn't ever get to high grip, sometimes like I'll stay at like a 10K, 12K, 6K setup. Excuse me. Or I'll go even down to like an 8, 12, 5. But the main thing is like I try to keep the front and center substantially thicker than the rear because I don't want the front to get too balloony. But if I'm going to a place like Rhythm, Pit Stop, G's back when I went there, because it was a lot of 180 tight turns, I would actually go down on the front diff specifically so I could get turn in going into the corner because I always like having a car that turns in aggressive. So, and that's just if the track is more tight 180s or if it's like big flowy tracks. Like if LCRC is usually pretty flowy, so the thicker front diff doesn't usually hurt you in all the rest of the track.
Yeah.
But if the grip's super low, sometimes you kind of have to go low, even though it sounds wrong, just because you got to somehow get into the corners for 60, 80% of the track. It's never worth tuning for one specific section, but that is specifically the most extreme that I've ever seen in our area for that effect. Same-ish thing for shocks. I'll actually change pistons or a little more often than oil now because smoother tracks I like an 8-hole. Bumpier or loamy tracks I'll actually go to like a 6-hole or a 5-hole. And then I run the MIP pistons, so I'll even play with the bladders sometimes. But that's just me trying to tune the dampening impact more than it is the oil thickness, because to me the oil thickness doesn't matter as much. It's more about how your car lands and navigates the bumps, which to me is the piston's job, not the oil. Oil is for temperature. If it's 100 degrees, I'll go up. If it's not, I don't care. I'll just drive it better. Sometimes into a wall. But that's besides the point.
So how did you get into being a race director and announcing?
Well, I said I had to pay for everything when I was 13. So when I hit 16 and I could legally work, it was like, I'm gonna go get a job at an RC track. And luckily, Thomas was in it at pit stop, and he was looking for somebody to help out so he could race there, which is how our whole friendship started. Also, so I actually started working at pit stop as an announcer. My local, but our friend Matt Groff started HODRC when Bumps and Jumps went out of business, or was going through its transition to being out of business. So then I worked there. So I had a job summer and winter at an RC track announcing from when I was like 16 to 19. And then LCRC happened, and then did that for a couple years. Then I realized I like racing a lot more than I like announcing every week. So started just kind of drifting off of that and doing the occasional one here or there, more or
Mhm.
less.
So, what are one or two things you wish you knew sooner in your RC racing career?
Uh, it's actually a really good question. I've not thought about that at all.
Thank you. Yeah. No
Quick,
pressure.
Fury shims. How many shims did you lose yet?
He's beating it. He was just smacking it.
He's
I had to back the Helen because now it's free.
The listeners
Well, I
are going to
didn't-
be very confused compared to
That's
the
why I muted, 'cause
watchers.
it's very loud.
very luxury over there.
You just
Don't worry.
gotta beat it with your fucking vice grips.
Look how premium
Uh,
it looks.
Honestly, the only thing I wish I knew of sooner was how important it was not necessarily have a more expensive car, how much of a difference like the more expensive items could be. Like starting at a Traxxas and then moving to I went to a Fly Sky radio and I picked up I went from B main to lower A main driver literally be in the same day. I was at a track in Maryland for 10 scale clay,
Mimi's.
Mimi's. Yeah, I was there with a Spectrum DX. No, not even a Spectrum. I had a Fly Sky something dial. The radio's terrible. It was
The
before they were
black
actually
one
a
with the
thing.
dial on it.
Hold on, wait, I have it.
GT3B.
This
Yep,
one.
Oh, that thing's awful.
GT3B.
It's
I
like-
have one in the
Yeah,
basement.
it was terrible. It lost connection.
Fisher
I
Price,
couldn't
my
get
first radio. I have one too.
$20.
Yeah,
Like why? I
great.
couldn't say no.
Greatest thing ever.
I was in like the C main or something, and the radio wouldn't connect to my car anymore. So we got a Spectrum, like $120 one, the DX4C. Immediately went a second faster because just more connected. I went to the Fly Sky, or not the Fly Sky, the Sanwa MT44. Still not an M17 level, but better.
Great radio.
And honestly, I still use the MT5 because it's the best bang for buck in performance. But
Great.
like again, another like half a second, just more consistent. I don't think it was faster, but I was just more consistent with my runs. I wasn't making as many mistakes as soon as I did it because I went to Motorama after buying that radio, and I just started putting in 96s, 97% consistencies. And I noticed the same thing with the cars too. When I went from plastic tub, ready to runs, plastic shock towers, and I went to something with actual rigidity in it, the car was just so much easier to drive, and I didn't have to hustle it for the same lap times that I was getting just moving to that brand. Which is not. It sucks that it's like it's almost. It sounds pay to winny, but it's not. It's just you can only do so much with the tools you have, and unfortunately, the more expensive tools are usually gonna give you a higher ceiling to work with.
No, you're
terms of
completely right.
performance.
It maybe not pay to win, but definitely the higher end parts,
Mhm.
electronics, cars, radios are gonna be way easier to use.
Yeah.
I usually say buy once, cry once. Like, especially when
Mhm.
it's nitro stuff like that. Like, just buy the nice nitro stuff. You're gonna enjoy it. It's gonna last longer. Be nicer.
I tell a lot of people when they first look into it, it's like, oh, I want to get the quick run, or I want to get the Just Stock or whatever, because I've been a hobby wing guy for so many years. That's what I'm used to.
Mhm.
Like, I want to get this $50 ESC, or I want to get this $100 ESC. It was like, just trust me. Get the $200 something.
Yeah.
Everybody will be able to help you, and
Just
if
save your pennies.
there's so much more you can do with that to make it easier on your life.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I first started racing, that Just Stock had 9 settings in it, and the other guys had like 24 or 30. And if I didn't drive better, there was literally nothing else I could do to make my car easier to drive. It's just sad part of it for anybody that's looking to get into the hobby, but kind of just the world we live in with everything.
Yep.
Do you guys have any specific questions for Ezra? I'm ready to move on to the Protek Cup recap, and I'll have questions for Ezra regarding the race and stuff like that. So it's.
I have
Do you guys
one.
have any other?
I have one that kind of ties us into the race. So anyone that dropped my fidgeting tool, anyone that doesn't know, Ezra, he is a fucking tire guru. Okay, and I learned this. I heard about it. But I got to witness the magic at the last LCRC. So, you know, I did the thing, didn't know what tire to pick, went up to Ezra, what should I do? And he said, hey, if you have teasers, use them. And I was like, ooh, I think I have those. Lo and behold, I bought them 3 years ago at ACS, green teasers, pull them out, brand new, never ran. And I bring them up to Ezra, and I was like, hey, like this. And he's like, oh, yeah. It's like, let me see if they'll work. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, 1 second. And he just, like, goes on the track with the tire, and he just goes, he's like, yeah, these will be great. And I was like, all right, hold up. Explain that. So, Ezra, I would like for you to explain that for everyone.
All right, I don't have a tire. Oh, no, I do have a tire. I do have one in my room, because why not? So, I have I learned this method a couple years ago when I was picking tires for Brett's fuel nets at LCRC.
Brett.
Butter, RIP, his retirement. I think he made one tire choice in practice, and I made every other tire choice for him for that whole 5 days. And one of the tests I would always do is like, so there's a drag test. You twist the tire, you go in a straight line, see how the tire reacts to it. Same thing on the side to see if the sidewalls give out or if the pin's gonna wiggle too much. The final test, well, so that's for side by, this is for lateral forward drive. If you're going into a corner, you're obviously not doing that. Your rear tires are actually rotating, but they're twisting. So you got to put the tire on, give it rotation, but also give it a little twist. And that'll tell you just how unstable your car is going to be going mid-corner. If it's like power sliding and washing out super often, it's because usually the tread is either too small of a pin or compound wrong or something, and the car will actually wiggle on the pin itself. So I do in like little drag tests in those 3 little areas, or 3 directions. You can actually gauge how the tire's going to work on the track for the next time you go out. And I've tried that other track, and it seems to always hold true. So like, if I need final confirmation, if like I'm stuck between 2 or 3 different tread patterns, I'll just go out with 3 sets of tires with different treads and just do that, and that'll pick what I run for the next time. But that's just a trick I kind of picked up a couple years ago that just always seems to work for me.
That's pretty neat because drag racing, and then it applied to the street racing as well. We had a unit of torque measure. It was a rubber disc you would put on the surface, and you would just take a torque wrench, and you can measure how much torque it would take for the rubber disc to slip on top of the surface. So you will get a unit of measure, and you could tune off that for how much power you wanted to use leaving the starting line, whether it was on the street or at a racetrack. So it's a very similar, but a non-unit of measure. It's just your own self. As long as you're calculated yourself and you're honest with what it's going to do and not biased. Because I could see being biased. I really want to run this tire, so in my head, I'm probably thinking I want create more grip.
Yeah, you get the idea. It's like, well, this is what everybody's running, so clearly this is what should work. But like, if you just don't have that, I guess,
I'm gonna make
like you said, if just go without bias, it doesn't matter at that point.
I'm gonna make an adapter to go from a 17mm hex to my 3/8 inch torque wrench now. Bring that to LCRC. We'll be fine.
Oh, we could measure this.
It's the good snap-on electric one, so like we'll get all the data.
Oh man,
Torque turn that tire.
you're giving me too many ideas right now. I'm thinking
Speaking
about
of
it.
teasers, at 412 on Saturday or yesterday.
Gary, why aren't you
Alex-
muted? Sorry, go ahead, man.
Well, yesterday, something came up and Alex was like, "Yeah, I ran teasers and they were really good." I'm like, "Oh, Ezra used to run those." He's like, "Yeah, that's who told me to run them."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Yeah, that sounds about right."
Yeah, that
'Cause we
was
used to always run those.
that's the one tire I miss, and nobody else makes anything close to it, unfortunately.
The
Why do you
Scale
think they
Talons
discontinued
are-
that tire?
I'll be honest, it only works in certain situations. LCRC, I got away with it a lot because that track is like the dirt is so fine, and like if it's like a moist dry, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
if it's dusting up but it's still clumping together, that's when it works best. It just clears it out so much better.
Okay.
But like if you go to other tracks that are more well prepared or something like that, they're not getting to that point. And furthermore, when other tracks get watered or whatever, they'll actually groove in and the dirt will pack in more. If you notice, for at least LCRC specifically, it doesn't do that till Sunday. Like you'll get a groove on Saturday sometimes, but as soon as the moisture goes in the track, you can drag a tire on top and it'll still break through the top eighth of an inch or so.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
If the track's not like that, then tires like that don't work super well. That clear out the dust like crazy. They'd rather go to something more stable that'll be really good for that. Like for us, it's a Raptor or a Phantom with a with a bigger pin on it. Actually, at Rhythm yesterday, I went through a similar thing. I was running Vipers, which is like a JC dirt bite.
Okay.
I ran them in practice because the track is notorious for being super loose, sandy topsoil-y mix, silty. The holes used to be as big as an 8-scale e-buggy, sometimes an e-truggy. It was
Mhm.
massive. You'd lose your car in the driver's stand. They put in new dirt. Well, I noticed on this new dirt, it actually packed in by midday, and it stayed pretty much firm the rest of the event. There was
Nice.
still dusty on the top, but like, so there was no blue groove or no groove forming, but the base layer was solid. So
I've
I
seen
actually
Tom posted he
Mhm.
had VP stay wet. So
Oh,
do you
it
think
worked.
that can yeah. I'm
That
sorry.
worked
Cut
very
you off.
well. No, you're good. That worked really well. I think it's a combination of that and the actual like he brought in topsoil dirt, not sandy dirt. I don't know where he brought the dirt in from,
Mhm.
but it had a different color to it. It stayed wetter throughout the day, which helped keep the track together. Because if you can run a track wet in, it'll be more packed in.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
all of that factored into it. But touching on what the earlier, because it stayed packed in, I actually left the smaller pin tire and went to our Raptor, which is basically a reflex style, because it was more stable. And even though it was just as dusty, it was more stable, so I could just run the same lap time every time.
Yeah.
But I think that's more the norm nowadays, is something more packed in. So like your teaser in the pro circuit, I think is only really useful at like DNC. No, not DNC. Maybe I think they use uh more the V style tires where it has that
Yeah.
giant ass
Like
groove in
the
it to clear them
Falcons or
out.
whatever.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
Falcon.
I'm trying to think. What's the track in Vegas? Oh, it's Silver State.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Silver State is like, it looks like LCRC dirt. It's super fine. It doesn't stay packed together at all. It's one of the lower grip tracks.
I don't think they can
That
water
place it would
that.
work. No, I don't think they
Yeah.
can. I think they do.
No, it was just that Nats they couldn't when they had the Nats there.
Yeah, Nats they can't.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think they still water
But,
it for the Silver State event.
I'm back.
Because I know
Yeah.
Silver State's one of those horse arenas as well, so they can't treat the
Mhm.
dirt,
Yeah,
and
like
they're not
I know
allowed
they
to
can't.
use stakes there, so they put like weights on the pipes
Mhm.
or something like that to weigh them down.
Yeah, but like that dirt is super fine. Also, like
Mhm.
there it could work, but when 80% of your tracks that you race at, especially even in the pro circuit, don't run on this surface that would be great for it. Why bother making them if you're only going to sell
Yeah.
like 20 sets as opposed to 100 sets? It doesn't make sense for them,
Ezra, look,
unfortunately.
this is the new promotion Talon for 10 scale compared to like a different tire.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
I'll
How
be ordering
small-
them.
it's okay. You can plug your company. It's fine.
I've already been doing it sneakily, so
They're so tiny. They're gonna work so good.
I know.
Is the
I'm gonna-
other
they're
tire
already in the
a
cart.
hole shot?
It looks
Definitely.
like a whole shot.
Possibly.
Okay.
He has different rules than me. He has that new title now. He can't say certain things.
No,
Yes,
it's
it
not a
is.
whole shot.
It's just like Elon Musk selling a flamethrower. It's not a flamethrower.
No,
It's a
it's
fire. It's a fire spreader.
Fire dispenser.
Yeah.
look, we had
The
to clear
large
out
lighter.
the old crops somehow. This is the answer.
So Ezra,
Mhm.
yeah, touching on rhythm before we get into the Protek Cup race, I just wanted to
Mhm.
mention, I forgot to write it down. I've seen that you did like a clean sweep there yesterday.
Not the cleanest. I didn't TQ
Oh.
anything.
Yeah, but it looks like you took
No.
home the gold though.
No, I realized after Q1 of e-buggy or e-truck, I got to not drive at 95% anymore.
Mhm.
Because, like I said, that's probably the roughest track I race at right now, and the loosest. So you gotta have good throttle control and picking your lines around the potholes. So, and like especially in the mains, I was just like, I want a clean start, and I will just race it out until the end, and I'll just try and I won't push the issue too much. I did once, worked for me. I have this I have this funny tendency with people I know how to I race with like weekly. I'm not afraid to send it on a jump.
Facts.
I think as most of you are aware of.
Yep.
So
Speaking
I
of my
have
brand new e-truck, I was like, hey, this thing doesn't have any steering. And I remember you just sending it for the quad. I'm like, oh, there it goes.
and it cleared it. Yes,
Yep.
it had the
I'm
power.
like-
I don't know.
Oh, there it goes.
It don't need to steer to make a jump. It just has to
Yep.
go forward.
Anyways.
So there's a back double at rhythm, and you're coming off. It's super weird. You gotta there's like an anthill you're jumping and whipping down, and then you gotta go up it. Everybody was just singling it or like casing the second one. So I ended up sending it over Bob Jr. I used his front end as my down ramp,
Perfect.
and then went to the next section and was fine, and I was out in front. I think I've done that 4 times in the last year and a half on people that I'm just super confident racing. Because I'll know where they'll be, so I'm just like, I'm just gonna do this. Or like, who did I triple over last week or 2 weeks at LCRC? I know Dommel was one of them. There was another one.
It wasn't
But
me
if I'm
because I was doing the triple too.
Maybe it might have been you. If I'm confident with people around me, I'll send it on a jump that I know I can make a pass, and it usually works.
I remember you doing it, like what you're talking. I remember I was in the booth for it, but I can't remember who it was. It was sweet.
Yeah. No, I'm not afraid to pull out a trick every once in a while if I have to.
That's very true.
Hmm.
Was that you talking about the truckee race, Ezra?
Or buggy. I think I did it in both. I
'Cause I know-
think. Go ahead.
'cause I was on the camera for the truckee race, and I remember watching you.
Hmm.
You start. It was right after you bumped up, so you were trying to bump again.
Yep.
I forget who it was, but yeah, I was watching you like make your way through the field.
I did it. I should have done it in that truggy race, honestly. That was too big of a skill gap for doing that. I should
Yeah.
not have done it. I should have just done double doubles because I think one of the times I ended up sending myself
you
out
got
the
bit
wall
pretty
pretty
hard.
much.
It was like one of the first laps I remember you went over.
It was
and then you
was
bounced
like lap
off
2
of
or
someone.
3.
Yeah, you bounced off of someone and then you
Yeah.
went out of the park.
not my smartest moment. I shouldn't have done it. That's on me. So
It happens.
I find trying to go through the lower field that we were stuck in, like
Mhm.
sometimes more challenging because they're like taking up the entire width, instead of just being able to wait for them to blow out the line a little bit and just sneak in there. Maybe it's just me trying to learn
No.
racecraft a little bit, but
No, that's definitely a lot of it. For me, it's
Yeah.
the biggest thing I have struggles with is their braking zones are so different sometimes.
Or
They're just
inconsistent.
inconsistent.
Yeah.
Flap, flap.
Yeah, like if I have 10 feet to get to somebody going into a corner, I can line it up. But if I'm like 5 feet behind them, that I usually get bit because I'm not expecting an early break or a super late break, and then my pass that I had in my head goes out the window. I can't do anything about it. But
So
yeah.
let's lead in the Protek Cup race since we kind of already started to.
Mm-hmm.
One question before you go to the Protek.
Dang it, Mike. No, go ahead.
Hey, no. Everyone that comes on here, we ask like what classes they run, especially when they're good drivers. I always ask, why no Nitro?
Yeah.
Money.
Well, okay.
Money's the easiest answer I can give, other than I race with Thomas a lot, and me and him are like the traveling pair. And I think in every pair there should be. I personally hate the idea of asking some random to pit for me. I'd rather, like, if I'm not bringing somebody, I wouldn't want to run Nitro, and he already runs it, so it's like I'm content with just running electrics because of that. I'll just be his pit guy. I enjoy pitting just as much as I enjoy racing, and I don't even have to marshal afterwards. So
Very
I'm
true.
good with that. I can live with that. A Nitro is on my mind because I want to see how I stack up in Nitro at some point. But like, apart from one or two tracks, I don't know if I'd really race it that often to begin with.
Yeah.
I can run
Right.
electric anywhere. I can't run Nitro everywhere.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Well, I mean, you say you frequent LCRC a lot, and you want to go to these larger events.
Mhm.
Nitro is going to be there, and Nitro is way better at these large events. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Thomas
So-
doesn't run Nitro truck, right?
It-
No.
No, but I don't want to run Nitro truck. I
That's-
don't know what it is. I just don't want to.
It's not
It's
that
like-
nothing against the people that run Nitro Truck, but the large amount of good talent is so
Mhm.
much in Nitro Buggy.
Oh yeah.
Versus you have a smaller amount of talent. If you want to see how you stack up against those people,
I want to race. I look at it like this. I want to race people like Shreff or Chicky or Thomas, although I think he'd break. Sinclair. Uh, I'm blanking on too many names. People are going to be insulted if they
like Harmer,
see this.
Gibbler.
He does.
Like
They
that
don't
style.
count. They're like half pros to full pros. They don't count.
Okay.
I don't stand a chance to get them yet. But like, I want to measure myself up
Wait,
against
wait,
people
so you put
I know
Shreff
like are
in
faster
the
than me.
lower field
Yeah,
there?
what the fuck?
Like Jason Streffler's fast.
Well, I can talk shit on Shreff and it's gonna be fine.
Yeah.
But like, I'd rather face those like people I know that will push me and will keep me. I'd rather lose to people than like be top 5 in something. I'm not saying I would be top 5 in Nitro truck. There's a big learning curve in Nitro,
Mhm.
no matter what discipline you jump in. But if I'm going to join a class, I want to be in the premier class first and be D main deep and know I that's not unrespectable, but it's where I belong and I have a path to follow. I think that's just me though. I'd rather race so many people that I'll lose to, but I can have respect for myself if I do that over
Yeah.
anything else.
A lot cooler
I
to
enjoy
get.
racing with. Go ahead, Alex.
Like the thing you're doing right now, Taylor. It's a lot cooler to be in the C or the B of pro than it is to be in the bottom of the A of intermediate.
Dude, I was in the C. So the last event I was in the B of expert, and then the event, or excuse me, 2 events ago I was in the B of expert. This one I was in the C of expert, but I was battling with like -1 or 2 that didn't do too well. The rest of the guys like had really good talent, like
Mhm.
Rob Allen, Chucky Presario, and a couple of that, and Kevin Winters. The 4 of us were going back and forth a whole bunch of times. And it was such a good race. I had such a good time. My e-buggy or nitro buggy, excuse me, was running great. And then just exchanging places with those guys and knowing that those guys have been doing it for so much longer than me, I had a blast.
No, that's
I
so
like
much
doing
more
that.
satisfying.
Mhm.
That's the feeling I want if I'm gonna go jump in a new class. Like that's exactly what I want to have.
Yep.
Some of my
compared
most
to
fun
like my
races.
e-truck race where
Yeah.
I broke in qualifier, so I was down in the bottom, and
Mhm.
then it was like unsatisfying to race against other people sometimes that low. But I put it on myself, so I can't blame anyone.
No. Some of my most memorable races are for a D main, but it's just the cleanest
Yeah.
race ever. Like
Mhm.
that's the feeling I always shoot for. I don't care where it is. If you're having a good race, who cares if you
Yeah.
won the whole thing?
Shout out to like Kevin Winters in the Protek Cup round because him and I kept going back and forth on positions, and he was trying to push pretty hard. I know he had a couple of issues towards the end, but that was really satisfying to race. And then he was in the mix in the beginning of the C main, and then after that it was me, Rob Allen, and Chucky all exchanging places, 1, 2, and 3, and that was so much fun to race.
Hmm.
Are you done with your questions and interrupting now, Mike?
Nope. That'll come later though.
Okay.
I'm good for now.
All right. No, that was actually a good question because I thought about it too, but I didn't write it down. It's a good one.
That's my go-to question. Never write that one down. That's mine.
Okay. All right. Why Nitro?
Don't
Coming
friggin'
from the
dig
guy
it.
that doesn't race Nitro.
I did for like 15 years.
Yeah, I'll give you
Yeah.
that.
How
There-
long ago was the 15 years?
5 years ago.
That's always
yeah.
my comeback question to that.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't 15 years. Probably 10 years that I ran Nitro, but
5 years ago.
yeah. No. How long has it been? 5 years?
Probably.
Yeah, it was 5 or 6 year break from LCRC, and the last time I was there, I ran Nitro. So, yeah. Before the cancer race last year, it was 5 year break or something like that.
Okay. So going into the Protek Cup race, we had a record amount of entries for this one
Again.
too. Yeah, making it every event so far has been a record number. 339 entries, and the old record was 304 for this event.
Was that the first year?
So this is the third year of it. So I believe first year was 304. Last year
Like
was like
280.
2, yeah, a high 2 number, and
That
this
sounds
one's
right,
a
yeah.
304.
I'll never forget the first year. It's the only time I ever won a Nitro main at LCRC. And that's because Schreffler's car broke on the last lap.
It doesn't matter how you get it.
Yeah.
A win's a win.
Mhm.
I was like in second. I had like a lap to myself. But Schreffler was also a lap ahead of me, and then his like servo just like stopped working on the last lap.
A win's a win.
It's the only time I ever won a Nitro
Mhm.
main.
You were just somehow mechanically better that day.
Yeah,
Somehow.
yeah, I guess.
Wanted to point out it did rain Thursday, but we had a full practice day on Thursday. Did I say that right? It rained Wednesday, full practice Thursday. Excuse me.
I mean, we technically had rain Thursday.
It
Yeah,
rained Saturday. Well, no, Sunday it rained. It didn't rain Saturday.
I think it rained Friday
correct.
night into Saturday too, but that doesn't matter. Just a
Yeah,
nice
it was
little
so
spritz.
little that didn't really matter. And then we did get skipping ahead. Then we did get a little bit of rain, 20 minutes of it, maybe a light rain on Sunday during a
It
scheduled water
came
break time.
literally at the exact time of the scheduled water break.
So it only
It's
it
fucking
didn't even put us
perfect.
behind. It just took 30 minutes of a lunch break, and that was it.
Kevin came over the radio, right when it like rained enough. We're gonna take a break. Kevin looked at the timetable and he's like, came over there. He's like, "Hey, Schultz, looks like it's this is right when we're supposed to be watering, isn't it?" I said, "Yeah, I planned it that way. I checked the radar, so you're welcome."
Other highlights though of the weekend, I wanted to point out Sparky's food truck. That was probably my biggest highlight of the weekend.
So mad I missed it. I love that truck
Dude.
so much.
Sparky's is the taco one, right?
Yeah, taco and the
Yeah.
mini donuts that are like flavored.
And the mango
Yeah.
smoothies. That's how Aiden got his name Mango.
I didn't realize
Oh,
Aiden
yeah.
is even called Mango.
Oh,
Mango
that's what I
Chanda.
call him. 'Cause he had like 5 mango smoothies in one night.
Huh.
They gave him a free one and a sticker, and we put it on the front of his e-buggy.
I didn't even know there were smoothies until like after the fact, and then I didn't get
They're
one. But I
so
won't.
good.
I'll have to try that next time. I
So-
remember getting blueberry cheesecake mini donuts and Oreo.
Oh my
I think, were
goodness.
oh my god, they
Ooh.
were
I didn't even.
awesome.
I always
man.
miss out on the food truck because I'm too busy with other stuff.
Dude. You know they're there,
I do.
and I bring you
yeah,
food.
I,
You
yeah.
just got to let me know.
I never think about it. I never think about eating until I'm 2 days of no food.
Yeah.
I ask Alex all the time, "Do you want a food? Do you want drink?" He's like,
Literally,
"No,
we
dude,
have a group
I'm
chat.
good."
I know,
And
I know.
Ask everyone.
I don't listen to anything my body tells me other than what the computer tells me to talk about on the mic. It's
There was one
weird.
day where it was like 100 degrees, and I brought him a slushie, and he's like, "That's awesome."
It was the
Yeah.
greatest thing ever.
So I'm just gonna start bringing you food then,
That's
without
fine.
asking. All right.
That's fine.
Other notable highlights from anyone that you guys before we start asking specific questions?
We're not talking about the races right now, right?
Correct.
Okay, so yeah.
I wasn't there.
Oh,
We know we had a
Well,
great
it
time.
Yeah.
It was nicer. It was quieter.
I guess during the cornhole,
was.
during the cornhole tournament, Zayden Horn and his pit guy Justin, was it?
Justin.
Yeah.
Justin.
So they played cornhole, and I can't remember. I think you were there when Krista was telling us, Taylor, but how Krista was describing it was like the most epic fucking cornhole ever, because we did the powder puff race, which was awesome. But the way Krista was describing the cornhole tournament, like I wish I was in the booth for that, because like Aiden and Justin lost to the Heil brothers, who are like usually the domination of the cornhole tournament.
Yeah.
They lost to them, and the tournament's double elimination. So then they ended up beating the Heil brothers again. So then they faced off for the championship, and Aiden and Justin lost, and the Heil brothers won. Surprise, surprise! But Aiden and Justin were so stoked because you play for money. It's $10 a team or whatever, and then they split up some of the cash. I don't know what you win for a second. It's like $30 or something. They're like, "Oh, we have money to get lunch tomorrow." They're like so stoked. I thought that was.
Did
cool.
you check out? They have a vlog. They posted it on Aiden Horn RC. Did you watch
No,
that yet?
not yet. I've been meaning to. I saw
Because they got some of the cornhole tournament on there. Shout out to Aiden, because Justin did an awesome job filming that, and they edited it very well. So it's actually pretty cool video to watch.
Okay, I know. I saw Justin doing a lot of filming, like during the Super Cup race, when I was on the other side of the track with the mic on the one little deck there, and Justin came around with the camera, and I was like having him stand on the deck next to me because it was a great shot to get cars jumping up and wrecking right in front of you and whatnot. But yeah, it was cool having.
I didn't realize it was his first time pitting a car and refueling one.
Oh, really?
And he did really good job too.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
It's not nerve-wracking at all.
Yeah, I know.
That's terrifying.
Mike, you can attest to this too. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say Ada made a vlog about the LCRC race, so I watched that. So yeah, like I saw that it's his first time his pit guy ever pitted a car.
Yeah.
And they never practiced it at all. They totally forgot about it.
They did it in the pits once. Like
I was gonna say it's a little nerve-wracking when you're pitting somebody and their check for their livelihood kind of depends on how well they place. Wouldn't you say, Mike?
Oh yeah, heck yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if he pitted him 1 second faster, Harmer wouldn't have passed him, and his check would have been that much.
Yeah.
True, yeah.
That's the thought to have.
That's true.
So we're all blaming Justin then for the pass on the last turn.
I don't give a shit.
No,
I guess I did.
that was
Technically,
not
yeah.
on Justin.
No.
Yeah.
Greg just had a sick little send into the gib jump and made up that like 2 second gap instantaneously.
Greg wanted it more.
Yeah,
that's
you
right.
see him do that on like every lap for the Gib turn down by Harry's corner, where he was sending that and like trying to almost pass right there. He was making up so much time.
He wanted it
I love
more.
it's just called the gib turn
Yep.
now. Like every layout, it's just the gib term.
And
Yeah.
anytime there's a possibility to half cut a pipe over a jump, it's a gib jump.
Shout out to Gavin Gibbler,
Yeah.
and I know he'll listen to
I
this.
think Davey keyed that term after the original gib jump.
I didn't know Gavin's running Nitro buggy now. You guys see that? He was
Oh,
running
word?
Nitro buggy down at
Yeah.
It's a rent ride.
What's that?
It's just a rent a ride.
Whose is he using?
Good question.
The Brodies, maybe?
Is
But
Ethan
it's not
there?
his. Huh?
Not Treyharn.
Is Ethan there?
No, Ethan's not
Can it-
there.
Maybe it's
could be-
Ethan's.
It might be. I'm not sure.
Well,
Because
because I know the
Vander's an extra
Deckers
truck,
went.
but Zach ran that. So
I think
don't
he
know.
was in the A. Or no, he wouldn't be the A. He would have been the B.
Was he running pro?
Yeah, he's running pro.
Okay.
He's doing really good.
Oh, yeah.
yeah, he was in the Bs. He did pretty good.
Good.
Yeah.
All right.
But rewinding it back to
Yeah,
the Protek Cup
We got off
race.
track there.
Yeah. We'll go back to Wicked in the future.
Yeah.
Or probably back and forth.
Yeah.
So Ezra, I got a question for you. You had a very unique strategy in qualifier 1 of
Worked
leaving
so
the
good.
track to pick up a set of tires. How well did that work out for you?
I got them on Monday.
Oh, no.
I got them on Monday.
So,
And which day was it that you left to try and pick them up for the viewers that don't know?
Oh, what was it? Saturday,
Saturday.
8:30 a.m.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
asked Alex
Saturday.
Schultz if he could put truck a little later, and I left at 8:37,
yeah.
and it didn't.
Ezra
work.
comes up and he's like, so my tires came in. And I'm like, okay. And he's like, they're at my house. And I'm like, okay. And I'm in the middle of making the first qualifier sheet. And he's like, I want to run back and get them. Can you move Truggy later in the order? And I said, no. But I can put you in the last race of Truggy. And he's like, that's fine. That should do it. Like, I should have time. And I said, okay, get the fuck going. And then the whole time, while I'm announcing race 10, I'm like, I forget who it was, but I'll use. I know Thomas wasn't there, but I'm gonna use his name. I was like, oh, Thomas Coffin's TQing, and Ezra's probably doing 100 mile an hour right now on 35, trying to get here.
I remember you saying that.
That's not entirely wrong.
So,
Red line the whole
but-
way home.
the worst
What-
part
what-
about all of this, Alex, is I'm kind of shocked. Like knowing Ezra. Ezra, your promotion, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am.
Alex here knows 3 people. There was probably 50 sets of tires you could have picked from. Between the
Oh, I
three of
know.
us.
He didn't ask
Just
for
to get the
tires.
tire-
That was
The
never the
tires I
point.
wanted.
Saying,
That was never
he
the
could have
point.
got you on the track, ran a qualifying.
That was never the point. He said, my tires are in. I want to go pick up my shipment of tires. He never came up to me and said, hey, do any of your like promotion guys have this
Nope.
tire? He never asked that. I can only help
Well-
with what is asked.
I knew.
Here's another. Go ahead.
I knew the right tread and the right compound were supposed to be at my house.
What
So I
was
like,
it?
Wood tread and compound.
I wanted T1 Havocs for buggy and T1 Phantoms for buggy also for
Yeah,
later because I was going to
we
use
have
those.
both. Yeah, we got
Yeah,
them.
I should have just ran over. But so I did do the math
Next
right.
time. Next
I
time.
did do. I do want to point out I did my math right. I got to my house. It was like race 3 was finishing or race 2 was finishing or whatever. And I called Dom Valentine because I was pitting with him. And I asked him how I was going up there. And I said, my tires aren't here. And he was like, you're probably not going to make it. So I was like, all right, I'm just going to sit for 10, 15 minutes. And then if they're not here, I'm just going to drive home. I wait 10, 15 minutes. I get back. I would think I was race 11.
You were 10.
Race 12 just finished it.
Or, yeah.
No, race 11.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Race
Yeah,
11.
You're right.
Race 12 just finished when I parked. I actually wasted my 5-minute window in that 15-minute wait in my car.
Did
So
you
I
get
actually
tires?
could have made it just in time to run.
Did you bring them
but
with you?
I-
Like, did you have them?
No,
Oh,
that was the worst part. I thought I was going to meet them at my house and that didn't
Oh.
work out. So I just
Do you know when
was
they got to
left
your house?
alone.
Monday.
Huh?
oh, they didn't get your house till
No.
Monday.
They got there Saturday at 11 a.m. I left at 10 a.m. I got
Oh.
there at 9:45 a.m.
Got it.
They got delayed by like an hour, and that was an hour I did
That's
not have.
super annoying.
Here's another question for you, Ezra. So the tires that you were waiting on, were they pre-glued or no?
They weren't for truck; they were for buggy.
Okay.
He would have been doing the
So,
100 mile an hour.
I would have been
with-
gluing.
with the knee, gluing tires, steering with his elbow.
End up gluing your hands to the steering wheel. And then...
Well, that's how you know you won't like miss your turn. Is if they're stuck there, you can at least get
Yeah.
there. Then you just rip them at the end.
He just pulls right up to the booth like, Alex, I need help. I don't know what to do.
Somebody with
Get a-
acetone, please.
I know everyone has
unbolt the
isopropyl.
steering wheel from
Something.
the car.
Somebody wire this to my Fiesta, please. Wire my receiver to
Yeah,
it.
just
I'll
put the
I'll make it
receiver.
work.
Yeah, we can make it jump.
All right, we have a rear.
It's a nice rear.
Somebody put him
Thank
back
you.
on mute. Come on, Gavin.
I can't believe you're not done yet. It's been an hour.
Put him back in the corner.
Yeah.
I don't use a drill. I hand build this.
Okay.
I thought you already had carpal
You're
tunnel. That
lost.
sucks.
Yeah.
I think I have it already from weed whacking. My wrists kill me after like an hour.
So Ezra, skipping
Mhm.
over the interruptions from Gary V. Where did you struggle at on this track in the layout?
Well, the triple that shouldn't be existing apparently. The grip was just way lower than the first time on this layout, so my usual lines weren't as easy and consistent to run. So I actually had to shift to doing a double when it wasn't as easy to do the triple. Like, I don't like rhythm sections in that way. I'd rather just pin it and jump the whole thing. That to me, that's way more consistent. And I can do that fairly well, but when the grip was so low that it was becoming an issue, I had to transfer to that by Q1 because I could do it in practice all day, but practice isn't the same conditions. It rained
So
overnight,
you
so
kind
it's
of
like
alluded
just lower.
that you assume the grip is a little bit lower for the Protek
Mhm.
race than it was for the Party Rock race. Is that correct?
Yeah, in my experience, it's always lower the second race on a layout at LCRC. That's just how bad, don't ever really know. Especially, but when it like rains on and off each night, and whatever groove was there gets washed away, and you have to rebuild it, essentially. That especially you don't have nearly as much grip. Like especially on main day, when I did the C main or whatever for truck, it was even worse than Saturday. And then by the time mains were done, it was the complete opposite. It was super grooved. That's Sunday after 8 hours straight of running and little to
Mhm.
no water on the track.
Alex and Mike, what do you guys have for thoughts on that?
On the groove?
Yeah, and the grip.
I definitely thought it was lower because this was like the first race of the season there, where I found myself pretty much consistently running a reflex. Pretty much the rest of the time I was either on Luxes or relapse or detox, something like that. But and it seemed like everyone was pretty much on reflexes or a similar tire for the most part. Uh, yeah, and like Ezra's saying, I think there is a thing to when it's a second race on the same layout, and I think it ties into like with just like farming, like nutrients in the soil. I think there is some chemical biological thing that when that dirt is freshly laid out, traction is going to tend to be better, and then each time you race on it, you're taking those nutrients out of the soil, and they don't come back till you scrape it all up, turn the dirt, put new jumps in. But Sunday was awesome. Grip was awesome Sunday. Besides my B main when it rained and I picked the wrong. Well, no, I didn't pick the wrong tire. Tire was great. Ezra helped me again with tires. Tires were great. I drove like an asshat. But I do wish I would have put the teasers on because I think the teasers would have been great. I think they would have melted by the end of it, but I think they would have been awesome.
Yeah, you're in that weird transition of it was just watered by the rain, and then the sun came right back
Yeah,
out.
and
So
it dried
it
way faster
did
than all
not
of
do
us
anything.
thought. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's my thoughts.
What about you, Mike?
So, I mean, yes, I do agree. Grip was definitely lower because if I look back at the race before, main day, I was on what T3s on truck, and
Oh.
in my opinion, because it was so hot, I still think they were a little too soft. Because I lost steering and everything, like 6 minutes into the run, to where the rear just got locked in too much. But this time around, I still ended up on the same tire overall. Like I still ran a soft long wear this last time around. soft longwear Phantoms, and they were actually fantastic. Like the truck, right out of pit lane, I remember checking in, hitting the gas, and it lifted the front wheels off the ground. Like it had grip, a ton of grip. Buggy, I just made the bad mistake and ran Havocs when it was way dustier and this top surface like broke away a lot easier. It wasn't. It looked hard packed, but it wasn't. You're still chipping away at it a little bit every time. And the Havocs were horrible. I had no grip. But I wish I would have should have listened to myself and ran Phantoms. But
Have you guys? I think it was last year when they ran the same layout 4 times in a row, or is like a mixture of 2 years ago and last year?
It would have
They
been
did like
the opener layout for this year, right?
No,
no,
this
that
is a
was
fresh
the
layout
third
this
time.
year.
Okay.
No, the opener had the. Oh no, yeah, they did redo it for the opener.
Yeah, because we
So it
ran
must
it
have
3
been
times last year.
must have been between 2 years ago and 1 year ago. They did
Yeah.
2 races on the same layout, and then they did the opener, and then they did the May race on top of that, all on the same layout. So like 8 months, 7 months, same layout, only ran 4 times. But by by the end of that 4th event, it was exponentially looser. The track didn't stay together.
There
I
was a
don't
lot
know
of
if it was
character.
potholing as much.
It definitely
Hmm
was, because I remember that as we watered and things like that. Uh, I remember the ruts and stuff from the natural rain coming down and just kind of the erosion a little bit of the topsoil. So
hmm
it definitely like decayed or eroded the top just a little bit. And plus from all the buggies and trucks digging in from landings and things like that over so many laps, and just potholing and stuff around. So definitely was building a lot of character towards the 4th event.
hmm Yeah, I've just noticed that every time, and they usually keep one layout in at least for 2 events, sometimes 3. Can
It'll be
always
2,
count on
2, and
that.
3 is so this Mugen Challenge layout should be for the next 3 events.
Yeah, this Mugen Challenge layout should finish us off for the year.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yep.
that would
Okay.
mean the opener next year might be 4.
Well, no, I think they plan to.
'Cause-
Well, weather pending, of course. I think they have full intention
Yeah.
to change for the opener, and which is why
Okay.
they don't change for the Halloween race, because
They did it. They changed for the Halloween race 2 years ago,
yeah,
which I was surprised.
yeah.
think
I
it's
think
just
it's
good.
unnecessary too.
I don't know, but that was like the best layout they ever had, in my opinion.
Oh, really?
And it wasn't even there. They had it for the opener the following year. That was such a good layout. It was the
wasn't
opener
good-
layout last year.
Because the opener layout this past year wasn't that the same layout as Cancer Race?
No, it was a completely different layout.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
they
right.
built
Because the Cancer Race had the crossover. That's right. Yeah,
Yeah.
No,
crossover was gone.
no, we didn't have rain at the beginning of spring. We just had rain ever since the beginning of
Ever
spring.
since the spring.
Pretty much.
I'm not complaining.
I am. I want 3 qualifiers, dang it.
Too many people showing
Yeah,
up.
I don't think the rain's
These events
affecting
are
our
too
3
fun.
quals, which is something we can
I'm
talk
ju-
about later on.
I mean, I'm just saying a certain somebody told me they could do it by 10 o'clock, but he's not here to back me up on that. But that's
Do we want to go
besides.
into our races and how each of us did? I know I don't really want to touch on that, but what about you
I don't
guys?
know if I do either.
I
We
didn't
can
bump
skip
any of
over it
my
and not
mains.
admit it.
I don't want to talk about
I'll
that.
talk about.
I only
I-
want to talk about Mike's
Can I-
race because out of
I'll
us,
do 2
he's the best.
shoutouts.
Okay.
No, I want to do 2 shoutouts though.
All right.
Alex did fantastic. He finally got his ass together and qualified very well. Finally, I'm happy for him. I'm very happy
Thank you.
for him. And Maya did fantastic as well. She qualified right into the A main her first
So
time. ever at
annoying.
LCRC.
So dumb.
Awesome. Like those
So,
2, awesome.
so dumb.
Well, flap.
Maya got 10th overall. I got 12th overall. I walked up to her. I said, Maya, you bitch.
I know the points aren't out yet, but how do you guys think you are doing in the points?
Well,
I threw away my truck points. I'm nowhere close to the top now.
I mean, e-buggy, I should be sitting half. I think I'm somewhere in top 20 in e-buggy, which I'm fine with, considering. I might even be higher than that, but I don't think I'm in the top 10 because I haven't made an A main yet. And pretty much everyone has been coming back weekly. Short course though, I was able to get away from Toby. I know, so Toby and I were tied for second. So did that thing. Yoder's still 1,000 points ahead of me, but got some.
No one's gonna beat him. He's like been every single one.
We have a secret weapon planned for him for for a race.
We have like a missile.
Yeah, you, Gavin.
No, nope.
You're our plan. You're our only
Look,
hope.
Nope. I have
If
a
we put a
very.
bigger motor in his two-wheel, he could.
I
In the
have
kids race, we're doing a bunch of two wheels.
I
There's gonna be a lot of
have
us running.
an extremely tactical plan that I won't talk about on the podcast, and I can't even tell Taylor because Taylor likes to talk to Shane, and I'm scared it will slip. And I want it to be an absolute
Hey, I
surprise.
had secrets from Shane though that I kept from you. So
That's different.
yeah. So
You will.
and then secrets from Toby that I kept from you. Like
Oh,
just out of fairness, like if you tell me
hopefully-
a secret, I won't tell somebody.
Hopefully, you find
Just whisper
out.
it into the mic.
If it doesn't happen at Mugen Challenge, then I will tell you. And if it does
Okay.
happen at Mugen Challenge, then you know.
Then you'll know.
Yeah.
A 3-foot wing on his truck.
Oh. I can't even begin to describe how excited I am for this charade.
But I know it's like two possible answers. I don't want him to say it, but I know two possible answers, and it's one of the two, and I don't know which one it is.
You can whisper it, Mike.
Mike and I discussed this yesterday, so he knows what it is.
Oh.
Okay, so it's still one of the two for me, as far as answers.
I'm curious what the second one is. We can talk about that off camera. Anyways. Mike, how was your racing?
The option 2, I don't even think you started the project yet.
Mike, is
yeah.
he gonna borrow your?
It's not
Mike,
option
he's gonna
2.
borrow your mini truggy.
It's not option 2, Mike.
What, Taylor?
Is he gonna borrow your mini truggy that you have on the shelf?
Oh, I sold it.
Oh, you did. Okay,
It's gone.
I didn't know that.
Nitro buggy time. Anyway, back to your race, Dave, Mike.
I did. I'm really happy with how things started. Like I qualified directly at both mains, so really happy with that. The Super Cup round went great. I ended up finishing second in that. And then blew apart in the main because I chewed the wrong tires, so I'm kind of mad about that. Truggy was just fun because I was just happy to be there and just kind of rode it out. But yeah, no, the Truggy points I should move up a little bit, I would think. Buggy, I don't know what's gonna happen because everybody that was in front of me still finished in front of me, and I don't know where other people were that finished in front of me because I fell back. So I don't know. We'll see. But I was fourth. I don't know if I'm still gonna be there.
So, what was the MVP tire of choice for the weekend?
Reflex.
For me,
Anyone? I think I want to go around the table and ask everyone except for Gavin.
Well, I
Alex, go
wasn't-
first since
Well-
you already yelled it out.
Well, the teaser choice Ezra helped me with. That I give.
You didn't even run them.
I did.
Oh,
You ran him
did?
for one qual,
Yeah, and that's
and that was
Oh,
it.
literally
I was
all I
saying-
needed.
Then what were the teasers that I pulled out of your box yesterday
My-
that were brand new?
No, they were one run.
They look
They
pretty
looked
new to
brand
me.
They were one run. Unless I have two sets of.
You know.
Maybe I have two sets of teasers. I don't know. I need to.
I think they have 2 sets because they looked like they didn't even have a speck of dirt on them.
I need to
Yeah,
go
they
through
were
my
brand
box.
new. You didn't
Anyway,
run 'em.
the teasers, for me, I give full props to Ezra and the teasers of conversation for placing me so well in qualifying. But overall, I think the reflex or the Raptors, I guess for you, promo dudes.
Mhm.
I think those are the MVP.
I would agree. Mine was Raptors for the whole weekend. After a little bit of testing on Friday, they were my tire for the whole weekend in both cars.
Mike?
Taylor? Oh, me first? Okay.
Yeah.
So, Ezra, I'm going to disagree. I ran the Raptors in practice, didn't like them. So I
Oh,
went, yeah. So, so in practice, I ran Raptors, I ran Vipers, and I ran Phantoms. Compound depending on situation. But Raptors, they were okay. Like the Vipers I thought were better, and then Phantoms have always just been my go-to all year at LCRC, to where I get the best rotation and the best forward bite and the best steering out of them, and they're just
I have
very safe and consistent. You know,
I haven't experimented with the Phantoms a ton. I tried last year. Wasn't a super big fan. Gary's been getting me wanting to try them. I have a set now.
Wait, what?
Phantoms.
Phantoms.
Don't worry
Oh
about it.
yeah,
You're a
I
10
like
scale
it.
guy, not an 8 scale guy. Don't worry about it.
Yep.
But I went between them or the Raptors and the Vipers, and I don't know. The Vipers just never have the forward drive that the Raptors did. I do need to try the Phantoms, see if it's a nice middle ground.
I would, yes, try it.
Hmm
The Vipers, they didn't have the forward bite that the Raptors did, but the Vipers had the steering that the Raptors didn't. And the Raptors had, or not the Raptors, the Vipers had like a nice controlled,
Slide,
not like
like
float
power
on the track.
slide,
Yes,
kind of.
exactly. Yes.
Yeah,
And I like that. You know.
if the track was more flowy, I would have liked them more. But it's so 180 right now. It's not like you're just twisting mid quarters sometimes.
Yeah. Um, and then the Phantom is just in my opinion, just a better package overall.
I think it's a nice safer tire, which makes it honestly usually the better option.
Yeah, like it's probably not the fastest tire. I guarantee you, it's not the fastest tire.
Hmm
But it's easy to drive. It's very consistent.
Can I take a guess what Taylor's gonna say?
Yeah. Yep.
Truggy,
Reflex.
it's relapse. On buggy, it's reflex.
That's correct.
Okay.
On truck, knowing that I really shit the bed in the qualifiers and everything else, and I had to drive through an entire field. And also, as Mike was help, I was almost a lap down 10 feet into the first race. You guys fixed my bent arm there, however that happened.
Dude.
Oh,
Yeah.
it like
Let's
twisted
talk about
over
that
top
real
of each
quick.
other, right, or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, he landed the jump. We picked up his truck and we're looking at it, and the thing's all like dangly or whatever.
Mhm.
And then the guy's like, I forget, I don't know his name, but he had
Scott
in his hands,
Lenig.
he's like, yeah, he's like, I don't know he's like, pop, and it like pops back into place, and like, oh, it's fixed. Like somehow the front arm twisted under the bottom arm. It was gnarly.
There was like a
Ugh.
wreck. So, Ezra, you probably weren't there because you bumped out of this race.
Mhm.
You a-hole, you took the bump I was hoping for. But anyways, when off the start corner there, that first double when you 180, or I guess it's
Yeah.
kind of more like a 90 than the double.
Mhm.
I was doing the double, and in the air I could see ahead of me some of the other drivers that there was like a little wreck. So I hit the brakes and it was a little too soon. So it nosedived down really hard. And when it nosedived, some reason when the wheel landed, it ended up taking the top arm and flipping it like underneath the bottom somehow. And I could see the wheel was just like cockeyed from the driver's stand. And Scott Lenig, appreciate him, came over and picked up my truck. And then I was like starting to like walk off the stand. And then eventually they got it fixed for me. And I was just about a whole lap down. And then
Mhm.
I was going to try and drive through the whole field. Ended up making it back up to like 5th place or something like that, trying to battle through the drivers and all that. But it is what it is. I wasn't going to catch Gavin Yoder at that point. So, and I was happy I was on the relapse tire because it gave me more drive. Of course, I probably made a couple more mistakes trying to drive like an a-hole, but you know,
Hmm.
it was a faster tire choice.
I mean, if you landed the quad, I think you would have made up plenty of time. But
I did the
um,
triple every single lap trying to make up time.
phew.
I mean, in all fairness, like that happened in such a like early point in the race. You got back out there before they came back around.
Yeah,
So you
that's
never went like a full lap down. You were like 3/4 of a lap down, and
Yeah,
you made your
yeah.
way back up to like wherever you did.
Yeah, so
I
that's,
mean, it
Mhm.
was
that's
a
pretty
10-minute
impressive.
race. There's
Yeah.
plenty of time. You just had the unfortunate luck of 3 A main drivers in your race.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like like Yoder, me, and Clinton.
yeah. And Bob
Yep.
Walker Jr. is pretty quick.
Well, that was Sunday, and that was Sunday. That wasn't even
Yeah.
Saturday that I'm thinking of.
Do you guys
But no,
see
yeah,
Clinton?
you're right. Sunday.
Clinton ended up podium.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He
he
took
did.
5th place
He
in
bumped.
e-truck. He bumped all the way.
Mhm.
So,
Mhm.
props to him. Great driving.
No, he had his head down the whole day. He did really
Yep.
good.
So
Yeah.
that was all I really want to share on my e-truck race. I ended up custom making a battery holder though, because my Q1, the reason why I shit the bed was I was doing the triple, and when I landed the triple, my truck just stopped. Ended up being my battery came out, so I made my own battery holder, I guess. So now I'm running 2 straps just in case.
Oh,
Did you see
yeah.
that, Gary?
Look at that.
I like how it's
Hang
like a
on,
cross.
Gavin, look
It's
closer
slightly
again.
above. It's like praying it stays in.
Yeah.
Get in there. Get in there, Gavin.
But
Yeah.
what else you guys got?
Regarding the Protek race?
Yeah.
mean-
I thought it was. This is my first time running that format, and I really, really enjoy the 10-minute Super Cup round because everyone was full pin because it didn't mean the only thing it meant was your starting grid for that corresponding main the next day, and if you bumped up, and everyone just wanted to bump up, so everyone was driving full tilt. Everyone was pushing their cars. Everyone was trying to make that jump they usually can't make because they knew it's not going to hurt them. They still have another chance to bump tomorrow. Like, it might put you 10th on the grid, but you're not done. You're not done for the weekend. So that was super cool to see how hard everyone was driving. Like Kevin said in their hump day. Like, I think the Super Cup as a whole, I think the Super Cup round brought better racing than main day.
Yeah.
Now, I know a lot of us have been talking about different ways of formats because one qualifier kind of stinks with the Super Cup round, and we know that's because of entry. Like, there was no way we were doing 2 quals. But I think having like a seeding round Friday night perhaps would be very nice because, again, doesn't mean anything, but at least now you have a time session to really see where you compare and get seated with drivers of your likeness. And then if you can't make it there Friday night, it's fine because we still didn't run qualifiers. I mean, you're going to be at the bottom of the seeding round. You're going to be in the lower sort still, but you're still on the same playing field of everyone with no qualifier in. Ezra?
I actually have a thing that would solve what you're talking about. We do this at pit stop because
Driver ability?
It's not even driver ability. It's actually something else.
Okay.
Past event.
It's you can pre-seed if you treat all your races as a point series in live RC, you can pre-seed based on your point standings going into the event.
Ooh.
So since this is like middle of the year or middle of the points
Yeah,
racing
we have a good
that we have going on.
understanding,
Yeah, you can have it automatically set up so it has your first place in points as like in the A heat, first one on the stone, and it'll go down the entire list until you get to the guys that haven't been there and they're just in the back.
Yeah,
We
and
do
on
that
live
at
RC, it'll say
Mhm.
like first in past event or like second in past event.
Mhm.
It'll show you like how it seeded it.
Yeah.
That's an interesting.
So
I never knew that.
yeah, we do that at pit stop because it's so small for 8 scale, especially.
Yeah.
Like if it's like 2 second, 3 second a lap different, and you're passing somebody 4 times or like 4 times a race,
Yeah.
it's just gonna lead to accidents of either somebody getting hit or
Right. No.
like some body getting hit or somebody's car getting hit.
Yeah.
But like that would work perfect for something like
Good
this.
point. Well, the point for seating around in this aspect is to have another time session for the weekend, and the point of it being a seating round is for those because there is a To me, there's enough people that don't come till Saturday mornings. There's usually like 10-ish people that can't make it till Saturday morning. So
Even more than that, I
yeah,
think.
usually more.
Pretty
No,
sure we
there's
had like
usually
2025, the last one.
usually Saturday mornings have always been a 50 entry increase
Yeah,
overnight from Friday.
yeah,
That's usually a guarantee for every race.
no, yeah. So, but that's why I don't want to do a qualifying round on Friday. Well, again, I have nothing to do with the choices here. I want to make that clear. This is just a
Yeah.
topic of conversation, and this is not my decision to make. But I wouldn't want to do a qualifying round on Friday to take away from those people on Saturday. I don't
No,
think.
I think that's why like
yeah.
pre-seeding is the way to go.
Yeah.
Because it's still that'll cover 80% of your people that are showing up.
Well, would you still do a seeding round on Friday night with pre-seeding then? Like hypothetically.
I wouldn't, just because that would think about when you'd have to start your pre-seeding round or your seeding round. You'd have to start that at like 4 in the afternoon, 3:30 in the
Well,
afternoon, something like that, to get it done by 7.
well,
So
here's
if you
me and Mike were talking about if you started it at like noon or 1, no matter what, and then whenever it's over, just open up practice till 7 again.
well, no, my thing is people that are either like taking a half day off work or like getting there after work Friday, it alienates them entirely.
This is
Then
true, yeah.
that's my only thing with it.
I think no
Like
matter.
I feel like it has to be afternoon if you are going to do a round.
Yeah.
But I think pre-seeding based on past events would be better.
No matter what, doing any sort of round on Friday is going to alienate a portion of people. I think.
Exactly.
No matter what time
I
you
think
do it.
Oh,
I think it's
100%,
better
but
just not to.
either way, it would have to be something that is actually advertised that said, "Hey, you want to be here Friday."
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. This wouldn't be a last minute decision.
Yeah, it has to be something advertised long before.
Yeah.
Now, if we could practice till 8:30, 9 o'clock, you could get away with it, but I don't think that's going to happen. Because then
Not
you
on
can start
Friday.
later.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So you can sit in the booth after 7.
No, other Alex can. That's his job.
Other Alex sits in the booth on Thursday.
Well, he's not there on Saturday and Sunday. He can do more.
So
anyways,
about the Protek Cup race, Ezra and everyone else. So I'll ask you first, Ezra, because you're a guest. What did you learn from the Party Rock race that you applied and changed to your cars to the Protek Cup race?
Nothing. I didn't do anything different. I just came into it with the same setup I had that I ended up on and made changes based on the grip level after I showed up.
In
Like,
hindsight, do you think that was a good answer or a good choice?
yeah, I was confident from the last race and how my car felt. And I don't believe, like, unless I know for a fact what I want to do differently, like what I want my car to do, I believe it's better not to change it because then you know what to expect and you can drive it. Last thing I would want is to show up with a car that's undrivable and be left field trying to figure out what's going on. So like unless I'm 100% on I need to do this, I'd rather just race. I'd rather just keep driving it till I know what I want changed, even if it doesn't feel right. And
All right,
that's how
that's
I
fair.
treat
What
it.
about you guys?
Uh-huh.
My buggy, I didn't change at all. Honestly, I just knew better tire choices going into the next time. Yeah, buggy was pretty much just. Oh no, shock oils. I had to change shock oils.
you went
but-
heavier on the front, right?
Yeah, well, so at Party Rock, we were like 100 heavier than we normally
We were
are
too heavy.
because it was so hot. Yeah.
Yeah.
But by the time we got home, we were too heavy, so we went back down. But thanks to Gary V.
Remember that?
Huh?
412?
What?
The 412 day, like 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Yeah. It's where I went up in like the front or whatever, but I kept the same thing going into LCRC. Thanks to Gary V. But truck, there was coming home from LCRC, we spent what 2 hours at WO after racing the one night, getting my truck
Yeah.
to work better.
It was a long time.
And took all of that to LCRC, and the truck was substantially better. Like substantially better than what it was the last time it was there.
Look dialed.
Yeah, it was
good on that
awesome.
track, and that was a really tight track.
Yeah. Well, heck, at WO, we picked up, over 2 seconds a lap over everybody throughout the entire day.
At least with Gary
It was
driving it.
wild. Yeah, well, Gary was like the 2.5 to 3 second pickup.
Yeah,
Even
I'm just
I was
joking,
picking
Mike.
up 2 seconds a lap. But yeah, it was like wildly different. It was so much better. But Alex, you just copied my car and called it a day, and it was good.
It's perfect, dude. I loved when we were at 412 yesterday. The hot lap for the track yesterday was like 28 was like the hottest, I think.
Was that before or after Gary?
No, not that I was running. I just mean like any lap by anyone. Period.
The hot lap by Gary was like a 27
Okay.
something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, anyway.
I ran 27.9 when I drove your car, Mike.
A what?
27.9.
Okay.
Yeah. So that was the
So-
hot lap. It was a high 27.
Mike's and my car are fucking identical. The body, the wing, the setup. The only thing different is the radio and the servo. We even have the same battery now, right? We're both running
Yeah,
Mach 1.
same battery. You have my ESC settings.
Yes,
Everything.
same
It's all the
motor, same gearing. Well, you have the different ring and pinion, but that's it.
Correct, but that's not going to affect.
You have
like,
a
how
0.3
fast it
longer
is.
gear ratio or something.
Yeah, mine's a little smoother.
Anyway, they're 99.99% identical setups. Mike went out and turned a 28 or something with his, and then Gavin ran a 27 with it, and no one could match that with their buggies, basically. So I was like, yeah, I don't even need to practice. I know my car works.
You guys have anything else on the Protek Cup race before we move on?
Are we moving on from the race itself?
Yeah, I was
Or are
going
you
to
moving on to
dive
different
into
topics of the race.
Wicked Weekend here a little bit. So before we
Okay, no,
pass
we
on the
have to
whole
talk.
thing.
We have to talk about the Nitro Buggy finish.
What Nitro buggy finish?
Oh, yeah.
The expert Nitro Buggy finish.
Oh, yeah, that was
Was there
kind of...
something big about it?
Yeah, some guy passed someone
Aiden-
there, and that was it.
Yeah, somebody passed
Yeah.
somebody in the last turn and won. It was awesome.
No.
It
But-
was...
Greg Harmer smelled blood in the water and he wanted
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, Aiden was in the
Strange.
lead from tone to tone until the last turn.
Yeah, I
And
saw
Greg
this.
snuck in.
Seeing so many people in pit lane, in front of the bleachers, people on their feet, and the moment Davey and I went Harmer on the inside, it was like the fucking roof blew off the place. Like,
Yeah.
from the booth, Davey and I couldn't hear ourselves. And we're in AC closed fucking quarters. We couldn't hear us talking to each other because everyone is just cheering. And it was so electric and nuts.
Nothing
really
against
was.
Aiden Horn, but Harmer being like our regional racer kind of in a way, I was pretty excited for him to
Yeah.
pass Aiden Horn. And for that to kind of echo throughout the rest of the industry a little bit, like, hey, Northeast racers are pretty fast.
Yeah.
I don't care. Send your pro racer guys and stuff like that. We're not going to beat them all, but some of these guys in our region are pretty dang fast.
No, and I think that
Like-
echoes to why so many people were, courtside. Because, again, nothing against Aiden Horn or anyone, but
Mhm.
when a pro comes to town and one of our local racers that show up to every one of LCRC's events beats them, like whether it's Aiden or Mayfield or Lutz or Fend or Van Dalen, whoever you name it, doesn't matter. But everyone local is going to be rooting for the local kid, no matter what. So then when that happens, it's just the craziest thing ever. Mike, you were
It was awesome. Yeah, like it.
Yep.
Well, I mean, not only that, but Greg's 3 for 3,
4 for 4.
or did he
4
went
for
off?
4, I
He's
think.
4 for
4
4.
for 4 with Nitro.
Yeah,
So yeah,
4
so-
4.
So right now he has a perfect record for the rest of the year.
Yes.
I know Greg
So-
listens to this, so shout out to you, man. Thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
100%.
great job.
Very impressive season thus
It's
far.
insane.
I'd love to see Greg sweep the whole season. That'd be awesome.
Like it. That's what the Mugen Challenge is going to be wild, right? Because I mean,
Yeah.
there's going to be like Adam's going to be there, obviously, but who else is going to come this year?
Lutz is
right?
because I talked to him.
Mayfield's coming.
Okay, so
Van Dalen's are
Well,
coming.
E-Buggy Worlds is that same week, so that's going to be kind of weird.
I don't.
Pretty
The same
I don't
buggy
think
for-
I don't
they're
think a
going
lot of
to
people care about
e-buggy
e-buggy
worlds.
worlds.
I know there's a couple people going.
Ben's going.
So,
Nobody that we care about.
heyo,
Ben.
anyway,
Sorry, Dakota.
Yeah.
like with this being Greg's like home track, right? So like home track warrior, right? I'm really curious to see how he's going to stack up. Like these guys are all coming in. They've been there before. They know how LCRC is, so
Yeah.
on and so forth. But just the runtime Greg has at this track. You know what I mean?
Oh, and it's worth
And
mentioning.
It's a
just
fair
like Shref, it's
comparison
just
because
like-
it's going to be a new, fresh layout. So they should
Yeah.
all equally have the same amount of track time on the layout.
It's worth.
I'm sorry, Alex.
Greg usually shows up Saturday morning.
Yeah,
Like this
Yeah,
past
but
race,
he
he
runs.
showed up Saturday morning. Yeah, he
because
runs.
he's been working a
Well-
new job or something like that. So he's doing latecomer practice.
But he gets like 30, 40 minutes straight in the morning
but, right,
on the track.
which is the
But
benefit to showing
hey, that's
up
a fair
Saturday
strategy.
morning.
You could do that too if you wanted to, Ezra.
Oh, I've done it. I've done that actually before.
Yeah.
I've
On
done it
days
one
like-
time. And it was my best qualifying that I've ever done there.
Well, yeah, because you're like fresh in your practice. You know what the track is doing that day.
Yeah.
There are some days I show up to the track Friday at like 5 o'clock or 4:30. I'm like, I'm just gonna set my cars up. I'm
Yeah.
not even gonna bother practicing.
Actually, I'm not trying to blow you in, but that was the time I let you drive my Mugen car because it had my transponder in it.
Oh yeah, I couldn't get caught.
Yeah. Yeah, you were.
Yeah.
You showed up late. I was asking a bunch of questions, and I was like, you were like, "Can I just drive it?" I'm like, "Yeah, absolutely."
hmm
Swear to
Yeah.
God, if I catch you kids pulling that shit.
Just swapping transponders around.
I mean, I'll just wear the same shirt as him. You'll never be able to tell.
Identical.
Yeah.
Taylor, you're really fast
why-
today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
You'll
have to
know
walk
if
around with
I'm,
the same shirt on and just smile at everybody. Like, oh, Taylor,
Don't
spitting images.
don't stop
Oh.
smiling.
Yeah.
I feel like I gotta get like a shirt size smaller so my arms actually are as big as his or look like it at least.
Sign Ezra
Otherwise
up for a
it's-
schmedium.
Baby cap.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I'm ever on like a 10 lap plus pace, I'm not driving.
Right.
No, you
Taylor's
look.
standing up on the driver's stand, just looking at the clouds. you
Yeah.
know?
You see me in the other corner, just super focused, hands down,
Well, I was-
behind the wall.
He's Ezra will be in the 46RC booth.
Well,
Yeah.
Oh,
I
yeah,
was
you're right.
doing Friday practice. I was like the
Oh yeah,
in the
announcer's
afternoon.
booth,
Yeah, I
right?
was practicing
Yeah.
from the booth because like it's kind of a pain like to try to sneak in and then like you count 13, you try to sneak in as the 14th, and there's usually no room on the stand. And then like I have to stop, like I gotta count 4 minutes in my head or 4.5, so then I make sure I'm on the mic to call everyone off in time. I'm like, what if I just do this next to the computer? And it's great. I might run the races from there. I don't know.
All right, I'm
Just
going to
in-
run through a couple things from Wicked Weekend. If you guys don't mind. And are we taking a break or you want to just go through?
Can we do a quick
ACS
break?
break?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do the
Okay,
ACS
I'm going to
commercial.
pee.
Okay. We're gonna roll the ACS
Yeah.
clip. Shout out ACS Hobbies.
So, how do you hobby? At ACS Hobbies, we've got everything to fuel your passion and spark your creativity. Whether you're into RC cars, model trains, boats, or planes, we have a huge selection of kits, parts, and accessories. Need paints or tools? We've got you covered. Test your skills on our RC crawler course or race on our oval track. There's always something fun to do. Plus, discover an awesome range of games for all ages. ACS Hobbies is your ultimate destination for hobby enthusiasts. Visit us today and start building your next adventure.
Living room right now, you wouldn't be able to pick him up like that.
Goose is actually like 25 pounds.
I was gonna say he looks thick.
There's no way.
He's girthy.
That's
there's
not
a-
fur.
the-
That's all fat.
He's
the cat
really
in my
wide.
The cat in my living room is a full-blooded Bengal. It's my dad's cat. I'm watching him while they're on vacation. 32 pounds.
Jeez.
That's
Like
big.
this
Wow.
thing, I'm not even
Holy
shitting you.
Like, look at him.
Is
Bigger than my dog.
oh yeah, he's thick.
He's very big.
He- He's a thick boy.
It's a nice fucking kitty right there.
But like, he won't. He hardly ever comes upstairs. He just like he's downstairs laying on the couch right now. But
My speaking of cats, real quick, my buddy went to go fishing at this one lake by us the other night for the first time in years, and he saw this like stray cat wandering around. So he went home, grabbed a crate, grabbed the cat, and now it's his pet, and he named it like Largemouth or something. Like, it's like, yeah, I'm gonna go rescue a cat. I'm like, where'd you find a cat? He's like, up at the lake. So that's no place for a cat. He's like, that's what I said. So I'm bringing a crate with me. But we're gonna get back rolling. Wicked Weekend. Scene.
And we're back.
And we're back.
So let's touch on Wicked Weekend, because that just wrapped up here about an hour or so ago. Shout out to all the people from the region. I'll just name off a couple, and I'm going to forget a bunch of you guys. Gavin Gibbler, Brody Treharn, Thomas Kaufman, Ben Decker, Joey Bordon.
Colton Fernari.
Yep, Colton.
Baker.
Cody Dudley, Josh Hartman,
Landon.
Zach Wright.
Yep.
Yeah, Landon. Turd.
Yeah, quite a few guys made it out there, and everyone seemed to do pretty well. I just seen the results because it was the last race. The intermediate Nitro buggy.
Yeah.
Colton Fernari just took that.
Nice.
And first place. And he bumped from the B.
He won Nitro.
He won intermediate Nitro buggy.
I didn't even get to watch it.
And
that's good.
I'm sorry, spoiler alert.
That's fine.
He bumped from the B, ran from place 17, and took first place.
Damn.
Sweet.
Yep.
Forget just how big their A's are, like their mains are. That's a lot of passing to do.
Yeah. It was a 30-minute A main, I believe. So
you're averaging a pass every 2 minutes at that point, at least, just to get to the lead.
So great job to Colton. I know Brody was in the A main. He made it straight to the A. So great job on that in qualifying. Thomas, he did okay. I'm just joking, Thomas. I got to see a lot of Thomas because he was the race before the pro Nitro buggy A main. So he got to marshal that one. I seen him sitting right in the center. So that was the most airtime he got.
Hard to miss him
on the camera. Yep.
Probably the height of me while he's sitting.
So some of the notable things in Nitro truck. So Fend, Mayfield, and Van Dalen all ran out of fuel, and they flamed out.
Womp womp.
And then, and then B Rose put on a good charge and took second place in that one.
Dakota ran out of fuel in the best possible spot.
No, well, I'm talking truck. This is before we even get to the Nitro buggy.
Yeah, and truck.
Yeah. Oh,
he
yeah,
ran
that was
out of
truck.
fuel going up the ramp.
Yeah.
Perfect.
That's like the best possible place to run out.
Just how he drew it up.
And so at least he made it under his own power to cross the line, didn't have to be a lap down.
Yeah, someone tried challenging that apparently.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But it was still under your own power.
I mean, he rolled up.
That was the argument, yeah.
Yeah. Huh. So in skipping from Nitro truck to Pro Nitro buggy, on the first lap, both Fend and Ryan Lutz flamed out. It looked like I believe Ryan Lutz landed on top of somebody.
That's what he said,
just happened to shut off his Nitro buggy there.
Yeah.
And then Chicky said something about Fend went down in one of the ruts there, the big divots, and it must have caught a rock or the ground or something there and flamed the car out.
That sucks.
That was on the first lap.
Bad luck. Wow.
So he was a lap down and dropped down to last, and Fend didn't make it too far up. Ryan Lutz made it up a couple positions. I'm not sure what happened to Ryan Mayfield. Do you guys know? Because he was
he only had 20 laps clocked.
Yeah, 15 minutes into the race, and he was leading and contention up for first place, or not leading. I think Little Bump was still leading. Mayfield was around in second place. Excuse me. And then all of a sudden, I see him just drop out of the race completely. So I don't know what happened to Mayfield.
Yeah, I'm not privy on to what happened there.
I don't
And
know
then-
either. I mean, something like that, it had to have broke. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Little Bump was TQ for that, and he led from the tone to about halfway point up into the race, and then he flamed out. I think it kind of looked like he flamed out twice. I'm not quite certain there. Have to go back to the video. And then from that point, I believe it was Mason Fuller. I'm sorry, I'm going to pull up the results right now.
Yeah, I can do that.
Hold on. I got it right here. Just a moment. Yeah, Mason Fuller took first, Jonah Wilson second, Chase Lemieux third, Camden Lime fourth, and then Jared Wiggins in fifth. So those results there are going to definitely shake up our Drivers' Point series quite a bit.
It was such
Right.
a unique top 5.
Yeah.
Like it's just like people that are always in the main. They all like did super well today.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't actually get a chance. Like 2-stop the Nitro mains or 3-stop them because he said Fenn ran out of fuel for buggy. Or
Yeah.
I think he ran out of fuel coming up to it.
That was
So-
truck.
Disclaimer.
Out of fuel, and they all started doing really short stops, like 650 or so. I guess the mileage down there or anything wasn't working out in their favor.
hmm I've just been hearing the things lately of like them pushing 9 minutes, 10 minutes on a tank almost at some events.
Fend
Yeah,
and
they-
Truck on the first stop did over 10, but the second stop he didn't make it 10 minutes.
He made it 9:58.
Yeah.
He had 2 more seconds to get to his pit guy,
Damn.
but he flamed out on the ramp.
Too wide in one of the corners, but that's still
Yeah.
it's insane to me what they're doing right now with fuel mileage to have that be a problem.
Hey, going back to the Protek Cup, Alex, anyone else make the whole Super Cup round without stopping for fuel?
There was like 2 or 3 people that did it. Yeah. There
Oh,
was
you did?
there were a
I did.
ton of people that flamed out in like Harry's paperclip.
Toby was one of those.
Yeah. Like there was way more people that flamed out in Harry's paperclip coming to the line than that crossed the line still in flame. So lots of people tried it. Lots of people were very close. But Taylor, you and only I forget who they were, but only a couple people managed to get all 10.
Between just having a car set up really free rolling, as light as I can kind of usually make it, and also driving really easy,
Yeah.
so I'm not pushing that hard.
And I think that's
I
what
made it.
killed I think that's what killed all the people that flamed out in the last paperclip, because I really think they were pushing their car probably more than they would normally.
Mhm.
And used up that last squirt of fuel to get across the line.
I had a question for Taylor about that, but
Yeah, go
just
ahead.
blanked on me. Well, it was about your driving style. I'm assuming. Oh, I remember now. Do you have the nitro finger or do you have the electric one going on? Like, are you blipping the throttle in through the corner? Or are you actually like smooth through the
I'm
whole thing?
Starting to get better at the nitro finger and blipping it, because I notice I'm an easy driver, I would say, where I don't generally push it too hard. And for me to blip the throttle definitely keeps the RPMs up. And it's beneficial for me if I can blip it just a little bit. And I found that at the last event, I was driving e-truck and I was going around the turn and I started blipping it just a little bit. I'm like, what the hell am I doing? I'm like, I forgot what car I was racing. So
God.
it's but I enjoy doing that with the nitro buggy. I probably don't aggressive blip it like
Mhm.
where you're gonna hear it, but if I'm in a gaggle of cars, you probably won't notice that I'm blipping it because I'm pretty easy and just barely trying to keep it revved up and the clutch engaged a little bit. But when I do it, I feel like it is beneficial for me compared to some of the turns I make and the car kind of stalls out. Like if it's like a tight 180. I remember 2 layouts ago we had like a tight 180 and then it would go to like the double going uphill or something like that.
Mhm.
and I wasn't blipping it, and I noticed the car would kind of stall out, and I'd have to engage the clutch to get back and get the momentum to try and do the double going up the hill. So from that point forward, I realized how important it was to do that in Nitro Buggy.
Hmm.
Do you have a preference there, Ezra?
I mean, I don't run Nitro, so I don't need it.
Mhm.
I've been told that the electric finger is better on mileage because you're not stabbing the throttle, but I wasn't sure how true that was, and I was wondering if you were bringing the electric side into Nitro and that's how you were getting the 10, or if you were actually blipping it like everyone else. It sounds like you're going like a middle ground of it,
Yeah.
more or less, instead.
I feel like in watching other people do it too, I try to study what they're doing. Some of the people that don't blip it enough then also grab a fistful of throttle to try and get it to launch out of the hole right away. Whereas I'm trying to be smooth and not upset the car. It sounds better as I speak it and think it, of course, than in practice. I'm probably just look like a hot mess when I'm actually on the track, but it's my attempt at least.
It's a do as I say, not as I do moment.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Other notable things I got for Wicked Weekend is the kind of unveiling weekend of the Kyosho MP11. I would say that's a big success.
I mean, so far it is. I mean, I
Yeah.
think that was the first one. Like, they still had no anodizing on any of the aluminum parts, from what I
Oh.
saw in the pictures. Like, it was all not like the knuckles and the caster blocks were like bare aluminum. They weren't anything done to them yet. So I don't know. I guess they're out of testing, but they're still not in quite production.
Mhm.
It looked really good on first run, like first weekend for it.
Yeah. That's
But
all I got for Wicked Weekend. What about you guys?
It's kind of funny that there was a Facebook post that Lefty posted of the MP11 when Lutz was driving it. If you go read the comments on that, if you guys ever want to, it's actually kind of funny.
Oh,
Like-
yeah, people were hating, saying like, that thing
Yeah,
looks
people were-
terrible. He can't even
Yeah.
keep it up.
Oh
track."
yeah, because he was
And
trying to get
Ryan-
more steering in it or something, and
Yeah, Ryan Lutz even posted on there too. He's like, guys, this is probably the worst video ever because I had just like done a bunch of changes to the car.
Oh
And he's
no.
like,
And yes,
"Oh,
it admitted yes, it was incredibly loose. It's because I made a lot of bad decisions
yeah.
and but I was just testing. Like, I mean, and people are like,
It was
"Oh,
a-
it looks like ass." Like, dude.
Yeah, I know. I was like,
yeah, it's
this is
tank
so
3, tank 2 on the car.
Yeah.
What do you expect to happen?
Yeah, people were
Yeah.
terribly
People were also
brutal.
talking. People were talking crap on Dakota and like his stuff too. They're like, "Man, you can't even keep it on the track."
Well, you
Yeah,
couldn't
this guy
keep
was
fuel
like-
in it though.
This one dude, I won't say his name, but he was like, "That car ain't even right. He has a lot of work to do to get that thing in the surface, all popping around like popcorn." And I said to Paul, I'm like, "You guys better get it over there. This guy's not impressed."
Grandpa's not happy.
His name rhymes with. Actually, no, I'm not.
Yeah, let's not play that game.
Do we? Yeah. Tell us later when we're off camera.
Yeah.
I got the post up now. 85 comments as I'm kind of scrolling
Of
through.
how bad the Kyosho was.
They're pretty funny. Yeah, they're pretty funny.
But it's always the people that suck at driving in real life that have the most to say. It's so funny.
Yeah,
That's
that,
such a true
which is
statement.
why we have a podcast.
Yeah.
Which is why I always comment on the videos of you driving, Gavin, because I suck.
And he watches you, and I feel so much better now.
What are
I just
these?
find it
for?
funny. You watch Gary drive his car, you're like, man, that thing looks awesome. Comes off the track. This thing sucks.
Every
Yeah.
time. Every time.
Well, the last
every time.
couple LCRC races have been. It's been a real mess because that car is beyond helpable. That thing is so clapped.
I like some of these comments. I'm going to shout out Matt Starnes. I quote, all over the place, not hooked up, too good yet, exclamation point.
Nailed it.
Hmm.
All right, Matt, let's see you drive it.
This should be a whole nother segment.
Oh, we should totally make that a segment. That
Keyboard
would be so
warriors.
funny. We should definitely do that. That would be so funny. Lefty would probably
Smiley
love that.
hen. Man, this sucker looks loose as a goose.
There's straight comedy in that section, and man, like read Ryan's post.
Look at the one on
Yeah.
Dakota's. Look at the one
Yeah.
that they posted about Dakota. It's had some comments
Loose
too.
as a goose and popping like popcorn are my two favorite things now. I can't.
As an announcer, you need to use those.
I'm gonna use it on my
Man, that
next
thing's coming
race
around
report.
the corner. It looks loose as a goose.
So I go to Dakota Fenn's post on the No Name RC podcast, and people are kind of just hating on the track. Rudy Perez, track looks terrible. Edwin Ortiz, those jump landings are horrible. Who made this track?
I saw that. That was crazy. Who made this track? Who says that?
So Steve Collins, that car ain't even right.
That's the guy-
Exclamation point,
Oh.
exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point. He has a lot of work to do to get that thing in surface, all popping around like popcorn.
Even.
I said, you guys got to get that. You got to get it together over there. This guy's not impressed.
So all you
Yeah.
pros that are listening, gotta figure it the
Better
fuck
fucking-
out, because the public is pissed.
Steve Collins, he is not having it.
The hobbyists are fed up with your shit.
You guys want to go into hotcakes and we could
Yeah.
roast the general public who likes to comment on the pros driving?
This would actually be so funny because it might just get rid of people making stupid comments.
So before we go into hotcakes,
If you think we're gonna make any positive impact on that, you're wrong.
Yeah, you're right. It might just make it worse.
I need to call a timeout. So today's hotcake, Taylor brought it to my attention. I'm gonna reference this video and then talk about it. So No Pro RC posted a very cool video with a very cool idea. So I'm going to screen share and then direct the attention over to that video, screen sharing, so all of you can see what I'm looking at. And here it is.
The race director doesn't need to call John Smith, Bucket 5. John, we need you. Where are you? Don't do any of that. You give it the allowed time. You look at your buckets. If Bucket 5 is open, $20 Bucket 5. Boom, you'll have people racing to that bucket. That $20 is going to come from the track, the race director. Now, John Smith, who wasn't out there, is done for the day until he goes up and pays the race director the $20 back. If you want to, you can even make it 25. The track can make a couple bucks off the ordeal, whatever. But ultimately, John Smith must go pay the $20 that the race director gave to that marshal after the heat to cover that bucket. You'll have people waiting to cover. You'll waste no time. The only thing is this marshal that comes out for $20 must be a racer, so people don't get hurt or burnt, or and actually know what they're doing. So John Smith goes up. My bad, I missed it. Here's 20. Back in the game. No harm, no foul. Director doesn't got to get there and dock laps or yell or wait or whatever it might be. It's just buckets are full. John Smith is missing. $20 bucket 5. Roll them out. Done. So you'll say, wow, $20, that's pretty steep for, just not marshalling. It really doesn't matter what the punishment is. I mean, if we knew we'd go to prison for life for stealing a candy bar from the gas station, prison for life, no questions asked. If you steal a candy bar from the gas station, no one's going to steal a candy bar. It's pretty simple, So, and then in some scenarios, if there's an emergency or you take off or you got to run to the Porta-John, whatever, for me, if we hit the Mexican restaurant Friday night and I'm hurting, I got something brewing and I got to run, I'll pay $20. I mean, it could even come in handy for the racer. And you'll have people waiting to make 20 bucks in 5, 10 minutes, whatever it might be, even for a vein.
That
All
hits
right.
really close to home.
That's oddly.
Shout out to Steve for that.
Oddly
He should be at
accurate.
Megan Challenge.
Oh, awesome.
In 25 days.
Very cool. So, yeah, he posted that. Taylor tagged me in it, and we had a little conversation amongst the three of us. Now, so the topic of the hot cake is marshalling, of course. Now, I want to talk about what he went on about. So, what I experience, we've actually been very good about having marshals. The times when I have to call for volunteers, it's simply when there's not enough people in the last race to cover it. Like 99% of the time, which just happens. That's no one's fault. If anyone, it's my fault for organizing the races that way. Excuse me. Now, our cardinal rule is you don't come out to marshal, and the race starts, or whatever, then you get docked a lap. The problem with this is, those people that are getting docked a lap are the people that broke, or whatever, only got 1 lap in, or only got 2 laps, or ended up not even making it to the blocks. So, if you only ran 3 laps, you don't give a shit if you get docked a lap. You know, that's going to make 0 different on your qualifying or whatever. Now, at this point, you get a couple benefits, because 1, for that person to continue racing, they're going to have to shell out 20 bucks if they don't come out and marshal. And 2, like he said, the volunteers are going to be lined up because they're going to get paid 20 bucks to do it. Now, it's going to be really like, and this is where I fear it comes in, because this is still a hobby and this is something we do for fun. So when you start doing money and regulating and creating essentially laws of such and getting rid of some leniency and gray area, I worry that the fun thing and the relaxed thing might slip away. Although this is just a super easy concept. You race, you marshal, people do be going to Mexican restaurants, or, you know, like, or like the other weekend we had where one person said he would marshal for like 3 different people all weekend, which is fine, until those 2 or 3 people are in the same race. So that person tells me he's marshalling for John Doe, and then Jane Smith isn't out there to marshal, but that person's also marshalling for Jane Smith. So then I end up docking laps from someone because I don't know any better. And it was a whole big confusion that goes on. This one person that said they would marshal these people but never thought about that part. So, yeah, I think it's a good topic. Something does need to change, because it seems like no one really cares about losing a lap, because it's always the people that only have 2 laps clocked and broke or something. So what does everyone else think in that boat?
Ezra, I'd like to hear your opinion as a race director.
Yeah. I've dealt with that all too often. I really wish there was a black and white answer to that, because I don't know of any good one. Like, I kind of like the idea that I already forget his name in the
Steve?
video, Steve. I like the accountability of, like, and kind of punishment system that it kind of instills, but I also don't think that would be like, I feel like that would anger more people than it would like actually be productive.
Yeah.
Like, it might solve a problem, but I feel like people would just
Gonna
look at
create
that and
more.
just get pissed off. And, like, that's all it'd be.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about. Like, yeah, not saying it's harsh, but I'm worried about making people upset.
My thing is, and I would do this because I was kind of taught this is how we treat it. This is where, like, the heckling of the race director kind of comes into play, and you just constantly call out that guy, at every event, or for the rest of the event. Kind of bully, kind of not. Basically, you're just calling it as it is. He didn't show up. Did anybody see him? Is he gonna make it this time? That's it. Does Joe Smo gonna just sit in the chair again? Like, it looks bad. Maybe not do it like that per se, but like, I think the offhand comments kind of worked well because if you're paying attention, you're going to notice it. If you're not paying attention, like the average guy that's just pitting, it doesn't like disrupt the program still, but it doesn't really solve anything because that guy still might not come out to marshal.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, like shaming people into doing their job kind of somewhat works. And I think it's better than just calling it blatantly out or like doing things like that. Personally, I like the docking lap system. It works until that guy breaks and there's no point to it. I thought the rule for like if it's one like your best qualifier was a nice caveat to it. So that way even if they don't marshal the first one because they broke, but they got like a TQ in round 2, well now you're 20th because your best round is the one that got docked. But I know policing that's kind of difficult unless you have a list and a second person to like keep track of that
Mm-hmm.
throughout the whole event. Like there's no easy way to police it and there's no way not to piss people off. It's just a really shitty situation. But my answer was always just call them out in a somewhat public, joking way on the microphone and get them to be people to account for each other throughout the weekend. It works to varying degrees.
So
Go ahead, Mike.
let's say hot take to a hot take, right? Or hot cake, whatever you want to call it. Volunteer marshals that are very willing to marshal, like for no compensation, is part of the problem. Hear me out. So you have all these people like the turn two crew, they're awesome, right? But they always come out to marshal, right? Just because they do. You have these group of people. Excuse me. They come out to marshal. The people that aren't going out to marshal, even though they should be marshaling, it almost kind of it enables them to keep doing it because like, oh, somebody would come out to marshal, they'll get a
They
volunteer.
always know
You
there's
what
a
I mean?
crew that would help.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So having that like verbal shame of like their name, like where's this person at, blah 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 blah, so on and so forth, calling them out. You have the financial compensation to where every time somebody in turn 2 comes out and gets $20, man, they'd be walking home with hundreds of dollars every weekend, right? Like the whole crew back there. Like it I don't know. It's one of those things to where like I don't necessarily agree with it, but it also makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Well, I think they're also like, even in the event of you only had 8 guys in the last race, like perfect example, 10 scale A main
Those are
going
very
to the rest of them.
that's very different.
Well-
We're talking
well-
like 13 racers, 13 spots.
No, and
Actually no, 13 racers, 11 spots.
well, I'm saying
know
in
what
the
I mean?
point of
Like-
just needing to call for a volunteer marshal beyond the person that didn't come out or whatever. When you just need a volunteer marshal, it's very hard to coerce people to come stand out in the sun for 25 minutes for this Nitro main, just out of the goodness of their
Yeah.
heart. You know, I can't blame anyone
anybody
not
can
wanting to do that.
sympathize with that.
Yeah.
anybody can sympathize with that one.
But if there's a
that's what-
$20
Nitro mains are
bill on
always
top
rough.
of it,
True. Yeah, but I mean that.
$20. Could be like $5, $10.
yeah,
Yeah, but you have in my opinion, it has to be something substantial. Like $20 is substantial.
20's a
I don't
nice
care who
round
you
number.
ask.
Yeah.
Yeah, $20 is a lot of money. I don't care who you ask. Today's day and age, $20 is a lot of money. Because it doesn't go far. Let's be honest. But anyway, but yeah, like the times where you are low people going into the next race, that's not a good example because it's always going to happen. You can't get away from it. It's the 13 racers, 11 spots. How are we missing 4 people?
Mm-hmm.
You know, you should have 2 extra people because 11 spots are taken up.
And then it also comes back to the people that end up back to back. Where does that responsibility fall?
The person that's back to back.
So do I dock that person's winning lap from that main because they didn't have a marshal out there for them because they're back to back?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, it's
That is the only fair way to do
100%
it.
their responsibility
If they
to
didn't
find
want that
coverage for
problem,
themselves.
They wouldn't run
if they
that
didn't
group.
want that problem, They don't
The
run two
solution to
classes.
this is they could get their spot back if they pay the $20
Right, yeah, like
back
according
to
to
the
Steve,
track.
yeah.
Yep.
Exactly.
I like Steve's idea. I think there should be a set standard by the track, and they should always just abide by the standard like it is what it is.
Yeah.
And if there is a rule there and people see it's enforced, I don't think that you'll have a problem with marshals.
Yeah.
Obviously, you will in a program where you have not enough people to cover. Like, that's a different subject. I'm just talking about people not showing up. I like Steve's idea where the $20, so it compensates your volunteer that comes out. And hey, if the person that they're covering for wants to not be missing laps, they have to pay their $20.
And it'd be super easy administrative wise, because when the race director would be up there, all right, this person's not coming, we need a marshal. They make the note on their notepad,
Yep.
put their name down, and then they can just wait till the end of the round or wait till they have a free moment to dock the lap, or hopefully in that time that person comes up and pay their late fee, and then they just get their name crossed off and the system doesn't know any better, you know? So administratively it'd be super easy to handle.
And you could also keep tab of that if they don't pay throughout the whole season. I don't know if you want to punish them even more or anything like that.
Well, if they don't pay in the first race, then if they don't pay, then they can't race the rest of the weekend. And
one thing for qualifying, I could see where people don't pay in like a lower main where they didn't bump up. So say if you're like a C main, a buggy or something, and you ended up 7th place, if you didn't show up to Marshall and you got docked a lap, it doesn't really affect you too much other than the point series.
Yeah. I think I see what you're saying, but I think that just might be something you'd have to see if people would trend in that direction. I have enough faith in humanity it wouldn't, but you never know.
But qualifiers and stuff, definitely.
Yeah.
And I would like to see that in place, because even if we charge like 25 and then $5 goes to the track, you know, what, like Steve said, I think that's a cool idea.
Yeah.
To take it to the next step, if it's on a main day and it happens and it's still documented, you would just have it ready for the next event. And when they go to sign up, there's just
extra $20 or whatever. Yeah.
Like
if it became a problem, yeah.
If it became a problem, yeah. And if it's a consistent thing, then you just make a rule for that guy specifically. If this keeps happening this weekend, you're just done.
Yeah.
First time and done. I don't care if you were talking.
I think if there was that rule, it would only have to be enforced once or twice, maybe.
Yeah.
And then once people knew about it, you're not going to have a problem, in my opinion.
Yeah.
There's also the other thing too, like not using just one track as an example, but like at a lot of tracks, there's always the opportunity to almost every single racer to where if you don't want to marshal or you need a marshal, there's always paid marshals. You know what I mean? You can always even go upon yourself, say, hey, I need somebody to marshal just one race on Sunday. Okay, cool. It may not be the full $50 for the weekend, but you pay someone $5 or $10, they'll probably marshal a race for you. You know what I mean?
I have a friend that'll happily do that for you. I know 3 or 4 people that would happily do that for others. Like, you're not wrong. That's a thing everybody does. Like, there's always 3 or 4 people somewhere.
Yeah, and fuck Bob Jr. The last race was like someone paid me $50 to marshal all day or whatever. Or whatever. He's like, I just love the marshal.
Yeah. Shout out to Bob for marshaling because. Oh, go ahead. Sorry, Ezra.
And I was gonna say he did get his entry fees covered based on our pit area and 1 or 2 other people. So his Sunday was free essentially.
The people that didn't know Bob Walker Jr. Loved seeing him marshal, because I heard after the race when we were cleaning up the tents and stuff, people were like, that guy in the knee brace, he was jumping over the lanes, grabbing cars and stuff like that. Like, if you don't know him, that's like what he does. He's really good at that.
It's a true acrobatical feat.
Yeah. So shout out to him. Bob, if you listen to this, you were getting a lot of props after the race.
Need a highlight reel of him.
Yep. And it's the same Bob that we talked about months and months and months ago.
During carpet
at the carpet
season.
race.
Yeah,
doing the Indiana Jones for his glasses off the track.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah. Yeah. Jumping over cars, diving. Yeah, it's cool.
Gavin, do you have opinions on marshalling, or do you just want to talk about the shims?
I think I need a shim. This isn't loose.
It's under your desk, remember? You'll find it in 3 months.
I just,
Cat was probably
it's
playing
always
with it.
like an issue. I feel like no matter what you do, people are still just not gonna do it. I
Yeah,
don't know, like I feel like
yeah, I also
never
believe that.
there's like a never a perfect solution for that kind of stuff.
What if we start deducting like fingers?
That's a little that's pretty intense.
Like, I'm still
Whiplashes,
waiting.
like
Floggings.
Starship Troopers.
Yeah.
Dude, it's been all these years and all these big races that I've gone to. There hasn't been one person named Marshall flipping out why are they yelling my name all weekend.
I've never met a marshal at RC races yet.
Yeah,
No,
It's
he's
going
tired
to
of getting
happen
yelled
one
at
time.
every time. He just leaves.
yeah.
That's all I got on that, and that's really all I had for hot cakes.
Do we want to
Really?
wrap it up?
Anyone? Anyone else? Hot cakes? Let's go. Try. Okay, that's gonna finish us off. Ezra, would you like to thank anyone? Shout out anyone?
Well, first, thank you guys for having me on and asking. It just took some really good tire advice and launching somebody else's car 60 feet in the air to do it, but it got there. We made the dream happen.
No way, this was a dream.
The cliche. No, this a little bit. I was wondering when I was going to get the question. You asked Gary before me. I was a little insulted.
Well,
Oh,
Wait,
that
what
wasn't
do
my choice. I didn't want Gary on here, so don't be mad at me, Ezra. I'm just joking.
Oh, I like
We
the
just see
thumbs up.
Gary like every weekend.
Yeah.
I realized that now. I was
Yeah.
like, oh, that makes
Yeah.
sense. Not just the stereotypical, thanks my Kyosho promotion, but mostly my parents for getting me into this hobby and to the point where I'm at now. Can't thank them enough, honestly, for all the help that they still do. Having a camper at LCRC, the food, getting me my first car. That's the biggest thing I have to say thanks for, besides being on here.
Thank you.
Yep. And marshalling sucks. I wish people did it more.
Facts.
Oh man.
Gavin, what about you?
What?
How's the car?
It's getting
How
there.
Do you have anything you'd like to say before we click stop record?
Go buy some promotion tires.
And plug.
What's the discount code? Gavin is your manager. 10.
Gary manager 0.
Factory
I don't know.
Gary V.
I wish there was a discount code that tells me why my steering is loose.
Loose
It's
is
because
fast.
you didn't tighten the screw that I told you to tighten.
I don't know. Everything's loose and it's tight. So
Because it's a pillow ball. Get a C hub. No problems.
no, it's the steering rack.
My answer still stands.
Is there a
It's not
brace
connected
for
to
it?
anything.
Oh.
Dude, that looks like a car worth $700, $800 right there.
It's the cheapest e-bug.
Oh, you're
you
talking
can
about
buy.
that one right there? Thanks.
Oh, that's right.
It's-
Everything went up
I thought we were
last
talking
year.
about that one.
Hold on. 900, 950, something like that.
No, X-Ray's still the cheapest e-bug you can buy retail price.
How much is
Yeah,
it
but all the
retail?
hop-ups.
$640.
Yeah, what now?
How many-
What do you have to buy to make it run?
I literally built this out of the kit.
What other
Okay.
parts are you putting on it?
What about your hubs?
Well, I have those from my old car, but you don't.
Okay,
need
but
them.
how much do they
I
cost?
Don't. I don't.
Yeah.
You don't need them, but they probably. I think they're probably like 100 some bucks.
Okay,
You don't
it's
need
a
'em, why do you have 'em?
$700
Okay,
kit.
Because it's
My
nice
answer-
to have that like adjustment, but I pretty much still run it exactly how the same position that comes on the stock plastic hub. So it's really just
What about
know,
your
pointless
What about your
me.
springs?
everybody runs different springs.
Oh,
How much
Doesn't
is
matter.
one arm? How much is one arm for your car?
It's a good bit, but you don't break them.
Bachman
No
just
number
broke one
given.
yesterday.
He did.
Yeah, well, he hit the TP jumps.
Well, you
Kinda
break
weird.
them. It's broken.
Yeah. I have not broken an arm on this car since P&B 2022.
You shouldn't have broken an arm on that car ever because it's never left the desk.
Oh yeah, my old car.
So we learned tonight that Gary V is a compulsive liar.
No, I just don't think he realizes he's doing it anymore. I think he's too dumb to realize.
They got him trained well.
Yeah. He's just
Indoctrinated.
in his own like.
That's why Tyler hired him, because he's so good at lying. Okay, Mike.
Man. So I mean, normal stuff. You know, Techno Tekin promotion. You know, JT, MKS Servos, ACS Hobbies. We always like to thank LCRC, and of course, the listeners, all you guys out there. One thing we didn't do, Taylor, is we didn't congratulate Mike Trehorn.
Oh,
yeah.
For winning intermediate electric buggy.
I was gonna thank him anyways because he paints my bodies, but yeah.
Yeah, well, that's for painting bodies, but like, yeah, dude, like all weekend he was a little bit of a struggle bus. So I was watching where he was in the list. He's always like, direct competition, and he comes out and freaking wins, man. It's awesome.
Great job, Mike.
Me and Chris Patterson were talking about it yesterday, and it's like, Chris, I wonder what it'd be like to win an LCRC event. He's like, I don't know, I don't think about it because I know that I won't do that. but then we started talking about Mike, because like seeing Mike win and how pumped he was, like that was just awesome to see. I love seeing people win for their first time on big events like that, because it's very exciting. It's like the greatest thing ever.
Like he put our front wing on the front of his car and won.
Yeah,
that's the reason why.
There's something to it, guys.
Victory only costs $5.
Yep.
Just saying.
Swing.
Yep.
Swing. plug.
And on the 3D note, there's some new stuff coming, so look out for that.
Oh, I didn't know about that.
I told you yesterday.
Oh yeah, you did. I'm lying. I didn't care.
He forgot already.
Probably.
Yeah.
Taylor?
I just want to thank LCRC, Mugen Siki over there, Cars, 46RC for media coverage and being a friend, MT Designs that paints all this cool stuff around, Mike, and I think that's it. Pretty sure I don't want to thank anyone else, just the viewers and stuff.
I'm gonna add it to 46RC. I forgot about it. Toby, I was helping with the cameras last LCRC race. It was a ton of fun. I had fun. So thanks, Toby.
And you killed it.
Yeah, great job, Mike.
Thanks.
I want to shout out, of course, ACS again and LCRC. Those two provided me the products to keep me on the track. Lord knows I need lots of product because I'm a hack. Shout out the viewers, the listeners, the subscribers, the likers, the sharers, everyone in the community that helps me stay on the track, get faster, changing my shock oil, help me pick tires, cleaning my tires. Shout out Shane Laux and Colin Morris for helping me out there. And Ezra, you didn't help out with the cleaning bit. You picked the tire and you're like, I'm not fucking cleaning those.
There was an inch of mud. I don't know.
But yeah, I just want to give a big shout out to everyone in the community for helping me personally, and then a big shout out to everyone for helping us do the thing that we like to do for you, the listeners. That's all I got.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you, Ezra, for joining. Thank you, Gavin, for joining, and catch you all in the next one. Goodbye.